Figure date for the sales team.
Credit or cash, every question they ask, we gon' get to the bag. But they don't believe it, they say, how he achieve it, they say getting rich is a fantasy, Uncle G, what they say, watch where you getting advice, get you a millionaire mind, do you some millionaire math and multiply like chapter 5, then I got one question, hold up 2 questions, can you keep it 100, do you want blue blessings, say we got all the answers, that's a scuba lesson, do whatever it takes, like season 2 especially, Mikey B gon' ring the bell and get the 2-stepping. I doubled up and Jay say, homie, quit your 2-Xing. Dominate, don't compete. Champion came to win. What you say, Uncle G? Can we ask him again? I say, who got my money? Who got it? Who got it? Who got my money? Who got it? Who got it? Who got my money? Who got it? 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 Yeah. Sure that money calling. So I got what you gonna do about it? Who got my money? Say, who got my money? Who got my money? Say, who got my money? Sure that money calling. So I gotta ask who got it. Okay, let's get to the paper. Talking millions on the phone. Okay, let's get some new haters. Ain't no feelings in the zone. Okay, you talking Premier. VIP all about business. I never hope for the money. Me, I go out and I get it. See, me, I go out on a Tuesday. You know, every day Tuesday. And you know, Sheriff stay groovy. It's a 10X movie. You know, we stay on the move. Gotta get money, they do it. Getting the wins, never losing. We never talk, we just prove it. Who got it? 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 Yeah, sure that money's calling. So I gotta ask who got it. Who got my money? Say who got my money? Who got my money? Say who got my money? Sure that money's calling. So I gotta ask who got it. Who got my money? Got my money. You got my money. No.
I'm so appreciative for everything.
Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you thinking enough of yourselves and your families and in your future to believe that you can keep improving.
When you are here and you get to see and listen directly from the source, it's so much more impactful. You know, it gives you that reality.
He started a company with nothing. He didn't have everything handed to him. He didn't have it easy. He really had to lean into making his idea work and push it into the marketplace. Without further ado, give it up. Big 10X welcome for Mr. Grant Cardone!
Your business is going to be held down by the level of motivation and excitement and engagement around you.
I really believe that the training that we've received this week is just going to absolutely 10x my business over the next year or so.
The first 2 hours of day 1, I got all my money just at that time.
This has helped me develop my self-worth so much, feel like such a rock star in the sales world because of Grant and because of events like this is just amazing. Couldn't be more grateful.
The point of the script is the bone, is the skeleton. And then you guys got to put the ligaments and the meat and the muscle on the thing.
Not only have we improved our processes, improved our sales scripts, improved our pitches, but we've actually brought in $150,000 in new business opportunities.
You're getting somebody that's in market and hot. Would you rather that, or would you rather somebody you have to call cold? Just take responsibility for it.
We built the business from scratch,
generated $50 million of earnings over the 14 years, and I sold it for $150 million.
Just meeting these people, getting the information from Grant, 100% worth any money I could pay or ever get.
In the last 6 months, we went from 2.8 to 5.3.
I definitely recommend this to anybody that's willing to grow their business, learn sales and marketing. You just got to be here.
That is your responsibility for setting the bar and the culture in your team. And you can't do that, and you can't demand that if you're not doing it yourself.
Thank you very much for having me today. God bless you. Be great. 10X everything. 10X. 10X yourself. 10X yourself. 10X your family. 10X. Thank you. Thank you. For those of you who are just tuning in, if you want the recording, the way to grab it, the way to get it, 2 ways to get it, grantcardone.com/virtual, and you come to our boot camp. It's $247. Come to our boot camp toward the end of the month. Or you can go VIP. You can go $247, $497, or $1997. I'll give you today's recording. It's the only place you can get it. I'll give it to you. Or you can go buy it. It's for sale at my website for $1,000, $997. Just change it to $1,000. I don't want the $3 discount in there that keeps people from buying it or something. Okay, it's $1,000 on my website if you want to buy today's recording, or I'll give it to you when you grab a boot camp ticket. For those of you, the thousands of you that have already bought the boot camp, Heather, Ayana, Clay, Dave, Patino, Angel, Angela, Annie, Sherry, for those of you who've already purchased the 10X boot camp, I'm going to give you today. Okay, now that being said, I would still stay tuned because we're going to be giving away gifts. We're going to be giving away money. Can I see my bag? I brought that much with me. We're going to be giving away flights on the plane. We're going to be giving away speaking spots to literally walk out on my stage at the 10X Growth Conference, 12,000 people. So you need to be here for that. You don't get that because we call your name out. You need to be available to win. If you want the recording, the easiest, simplest way to get today's recording is grantcardone.com/virtual. grantcardone.com/virtual. Annie's hands do not get that big yet, so we got to get her practicing. Got to work your hands, folks. Okay, work your hands. You know, work them out. Okay. Which brings me today to welcome everybody. By the way, great to have you here on a Saturday. So good to be with you, spending time with you, your family, your kids. Hopefully, your kids. This is a non-cursing day, by the way. No explicit language today. I'm going clean as a whistle. How long you guys think I can last? Good luck. So Alex said good luck, okay? I'm going to pay $100 for everybody that calls me out on a curse word. First person that calls me out, dude, you just violated. $100 for every time I drop an F-bomb. Shit is not a curse word to me, by the way. I grew up in Louisiana. That's just the way you grow up, okay? So that word does not count. Damn does not count. But anything above damn, I'll refrain from the S-H-I-T today too, okay? How about that? Anything above a damn, first person that calls me out, anything above a damn it, does not qualify, okay? Anything above a damn, like if I said right now.
What about asshole?
If I said asshole right now, somebody would get $100. Oh, boom, boom, boom. Look, somebody already dropped it, okay? Okay, so the first person that gets that 100 is, man, y'all are ready. Seymour Dexter wins 100. Peel off 100. Seymour, I'm going to sign this for you too. So guys, again, you got to be available to get the gifts today. You have to buy grantcardone.com/virtual to get the recording today, okay? What does that do for you? There's 3 levels, a $247, a $497, $297, a $497, and $1997. $1997 is a VIP freaking super bonus. All these great things come with it. You get to eat with the speakers, meet the speakers, work with me, have lunch with me. It's crazy. And on all those levels, you get $1,000, the product that we're recording today and creating today, $1,000 for free. Or if you don't want to go to the boot camp, you don't have the 3 days, for whatever reason, you don't want to do it, can't see yourself doing it, maybe you don't need it, and you want today, you can go buy it at grantcardone.com/. Those levels, 10x day recording, 10x day recording, right? It's 10x day recording, right, guys? Yeah. Okay. grantcardone.com/10x day recording. If you don't want to spend $1,000, I'll give it to you. Your call. You cannot buy these products at Amazon. And anybody that tells you they have these products are frauds. A lot of people out there try to sell you our products, folks. If anybody's trying to sell you online, Bitcoin or a Grant Cardone product, and they don't have my trademark on their products, they are scamming you. And in many cases, what happens is you get the product and then it gets taken down and you don't actually own it anymore. It gets erased. You don't have it. So be sure you don't do that. Stay connected to the source. And then what I want to do this morning is I just want to, first of all, how many of you, I tell you what I want to do. What I want to do is anybody that's already signed up for the boot camp, you guys in our Facebook page, if you signed up for our boot camp already, I'd like to know from you to do a video, a short video, under 30 seconds, 30 to 40 seconds, throw it on the Facebook page, why you signed up, why you love my material, why and how you've benefited from working with Grant Cardone, maybe over these last 10 days, or maybe one of the other, maybe I've helped you in some other way, but specifically, not I feel better, specifically what happened for you either over the last 10 days or because you went to a boot camp, or why did you sign up for the boot camp, or has something happened for you already because you did sign up? You know, I'll just tell you right now, I bought a program when I was 25 years old. It was $2,500. That was 37 years ago. God, I can't believe that. 37. That's like almost $9,000 today. I did not have the money. I did not have the money. A man said to me, he's like, okay, so you don't have the money. Do you have excuses not to do this? I said, yeah, I don't have the money. He's like, all right, when are you going to get over your excuses? And I was like, wow. He's like, bro, if you can't figure out 2,500, how are you going to figure out the rest of your life? I'm like, okay, I'll call you back. It was an 800 number in Denver. I think it was called Laser Limited was the company. The most money I'd ever spent in my whole life. Called my mom up and said, I need to borrow $2,500. And I knew my mom would give me the money, by the way. And I knew she had the money. But the problem I had was asking her for the money, because I had been, up to that point, a disappointment to my family. And I had let everybody down. I remember my mom, if you guys have parents, man, congratulations, man. Take care of them, okay? I remember my mom was in the hospital. I was 23 years old. My sister called me and said, you need to go see mother at 3:30 this afternoon. Check on her. And I'm like, I'll be there. And I never showed up. And from then on, my family was like, do not trust Grant. He cannot be trusted. He does not deserve trust. And I was in betrayal to my family. So I had to swallow that. My mom was almost died in the hospital. And I had to swallow that and go to my mom and say, look, I promise you I will pay you back. I paid her back in 30 days. I bought the program on a Wednesday. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, this is long before Amazon, okay? 37 years ago. Dude, it took 10 days to get anything. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, before I even got the program, my sales had tripled. And I don't even know why. Have no explanation for it. This has always worked for me. I have bought programs since then that were 50 grand, 100 grand. I've invested millions of dollars in trainings and educations. The moment I commit, something magical happens, because I'm waiting for it, by the way. That's the other thing. When I buy something, I don't think it might work. I think it's going to work for sure, because where my money goes, my attention goes. When I spend money, dude, just so you guys know, we could give all these boot camps away for free. I could keep giving everybody everything I do for free for the next 20 years. The people that pay attention. They just do. Do you know that we signed up 248,000 people for the 10X challenge, and less than 28,000 people showed up on any given day? 220,000 people signed up for something for free. What's the numbers on that? Like 90% didn't show up. Okay. All right. So stay here today. Close your door. Put a sign on your wall. Hey, do not disturb. I got some superstars coming in here today. Everybody I'm bringing in today has done it a different way. Tim Story, Lewis House, Evan Carmichael, Gloria Mayfield Banks, There's men, there's women, there's young, there's old, there's black, there's white, there's people that believe and people that don't believe, okay? Billie Jean's going to be here, Marie Forleo, Damon John, Elena Cardone, Pete Vargas. I'll be here all day. I'll be doing Q&A in between.
They're going to be teaching too.
They're going to be teaching. We're not just doing Q&A with them. They're going to be teaching, unlike what we've done the last 13 days, and I offered you 10. Always over-deliver, folks. And have not missed a day or a minute. Sean Burke says, I have not missed a day or a minute. Sean, hey, Sean, I want you to do a video on that. When you do the video, throw it on the Facebook page. Everybody, we're going to give away $200 to 10 people that do a video, throw it on the Facebook page. Will everybody know where the Facebook page is?
Yeah.
How many different channels are we on right now?
It's 5. The 10X Community Facebook page.
10X Community.
Facebook page.
10X Challenge.
Facebook page.
10X Challenge on our Facebook page. You have to be a member there though, right?
Part of it, it's free to join.
It's free to join. You go there, we accept you. Don't act like a wanker. That's not a curse word. I could have gone there though. Almost did. I went D, I went P. I said, nah, I go wanker. I went with the W, okay? Yeah, so we did 13 days, okay? 13 days. Some of you made the whole thing. Some of you made half of it. Some of you made 3 days of it. Some of you didn't make any of it. You're probably not here. Maybe you are right here. Look, so what? Get over your losses. So what? Don't be disappointed. Oh, man, I missed it all. You know how many people are like, I missed it, so I'm not going to do it? Let's pick it up from here. You can't go backwards. We can go forward a lot easier than we go backwards. All right, real quick, before I bring our first genius in, because I got geniuses for you today. I just want to share with you some of the secrets. And we've given away, how much money have we given away?
We've given away cash. We've given away over $30,000.
$30,000 in cash.
And we've given away over $214,000 in prizes.
200 and how much?
14,000.
14,000 in prizes. Okay, and we got a lot more stuff to give away. You just got to be available today, all right? Okay, so I just want to share with you secrets to success. I do actually believe there are secrets. Not that they're hidden or buried, but that people are confused about success. Like, oh man, my God, it's so complicated. It's actually very, very simple. Probably one of the first things about it is it's simple. It's officially 10X Day, by the way. I just got something from Donald Trump. Mr. Cardone, it's officially 10X Day, 10/10/2020. Today's your day. Wow. And for the rest of the world, okay? Okay, Donald Trump. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. Hold on, another one's coming in. Joe Biden just sent me another one. Today is officially 10X Day, okay? So let's see who else sends me one, okay? So everybody agrees today's 10X Day. We've given away how much money, Jared? What'd you say?
Over 30K
30,000 in cash.
214,000 in prizes.
214,000 in prizes. And today, we will give 10 people on 3 different days at our 10X Growth Conference. 30 people will win a chance to walk out on our stage at the 10X Growth Conference. And I guarantee you that is worth $1 million. To each person that gets to go up there. The fact that you can get a picture of yourself on a stage, okay, where there's 12,000 people in a room and you were on that stage, you can put that on your resume. Those people will be part of our boot camp, by the way. So make sure for the thousands of you that have already bought the boot camp, congratulations. Success, secrets to success. Number 1. And there's probably more than 10. I'm going to give you number 1. I'm going to give you the most important one. Success is simple. It is not complicated. If you're taking notes, maybe we can do note rounds. We give away in between, you know. Okay. Success is simple, folks.
Hashtag 10X Day.
Write their notes, take a picture, hashtag 10X Day.
Where they post it on Facebook?
On Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram.
Hashtag Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and we'll see it. You got to use the hashtag 10X Day and mention yours truly. Grant Cardone. Okay, because then I'll see it, right? It'll pop up. Success is simple. Anytime I complicate success, there's lies. Complications are lies. They're lies, confusion, misinformation. You guys that aren't doing anything, I'm giving you some freaking valuable data right now. Anytime you don't know what to do, you're confused or you don't understand something. You're working a camera and somebody said, man, you got to go with the big red, man. You got to go, the big red's the best image, right? But you see another guy that's freaking a genius at a camera and he's using a camera that's $500. Or maybe it's drones. You're learning drones. Oh man, drones are complicated. My mother used to say this to me. Mama, how you make your black beans? Man, your black beans are so good. Oh, it's complicated, son. And then it became complicated. Okay? Because it was complicated to her. She actually did not know what she did. She just did it and quit paying attention to it. So she could do it, but she couldn't teach it. She didn't know what a recipe was. So number one, success is simple. Number two, you need massive goals, folks. Day one of the 10X challenge of 13 days, I said, you need goals so big. If they're so big, that it'll change your life significantly, you will walk on glass. You will blow through doors. You will handle rejection. How many of you are experiencing rejection out there right now? This week you experienced some rejection. I did. Every day. Somebody said, please fix your connection, Grant. My connection's good, baby. You almost got a curse word from me. In England, Serge Bawa said, in England, wanker is a curse word. Well, good. I'll sell you a pence. I'm sending you 1 pence. Yeah, rejection, man. A lot of rejection. Guys, if you are experiencing rejection, it's because your goals are not big enough. How do you have time for rejection, the emotion, the sensation of, oh, I'm so disappointed right now? Why? Because the goal's not big enough. If you were going for $1 billion, rejection, somebody tells you no, you're going to stop and let it hurt your feelings? When you're experiencing rejection, it is because you don't have that massive goal in place. Big think. Surrounded by little people. Hard to have massive goals when you're surrounded by little people. Most of us are surrounded by little people. Little think. Just be happy. Just be healthy. Family's all that matters. Man, there's 8 billion people on this planet. You got to know that there's more that matters than just you and 3 other people. Okay. Get your money right. Number 3, you cannot be successful long-term if you don't get your money right. Every speaker I had on here, Glenn Stern says, money's really, it's a weird thing. One side of the equation, it matters a lot. Another side of the equation, it doesn't matter at all. He's like, but you got to have it in order to get anything done. In order to take care of this half, you have to have money on this side. So become a genius about your money. And I'm sorry, but you cannot delegate this to an accountant. Most accountants that I have met, accountants that work for me, I would never take financial advice from. Never, ever. Like, understanding money is different than being able to balance a checkbook. It's completely different. All right, so success is simple. Have massive goals. Get your money right. Number 4, you got to become a marketing genius. You must increase your bust. That's not a curse word. I can go there. Okay? You have to become a marketing genius, and never before in the history of the world has it been any easier than it is right now. Facebook, Instagram, live streams, reels, YouTube. YouTube's the beast. Everybody's ignoring it. Google search, writing articles, okay? If you Google my name today, Grant Cardone and Yahoo, Grant Cardone and real estate, Grant Cardone and Trump. You're going to see 3 articles that were written about me this week, 3 interviews that were done about me this week, where I have an opinion, collaborating with other groups. It posts, it's not me writing it, post. And then the next thing you know, people are talking about me and having opinions about me, good or bad. You must become a marketing genius. You have to get half the planet, all the planet to know you. And naturally, if the whole planet knows you, half of them will not like you and the other half may like you. So you got to become a marketing genius. The moment you become a marketing genius, you got to learn how to handle haters. I always remind myself this about the critics. My wife got some criticism from somebody today, and I said, baby, just remember, they're talking about you, and you don't even know them. What does it matter? Okay? How the hell do you think I'm going to get John Travolta or Dana White to show up on my stage if I don't have haters along the way? They got haters. Oh my God, John Travolta? How many magazines you think he's been on? Number 5, never quit. You cannot quit regardless of what happens. Quitting, by the way, it's impossible to actually quit anything because as soon as you quit, you got to start again, including all you guys that believe in the one life phenomenon. What if they ain't one life? What if you got to come back? What if you're like, oh man, boom, I'm out. And then you're like, oh, I'm back again. Oh shit. Oh, whoa. Let's see who got that one. Oh, you said it. Let's see, curse word, curse. Man, you guys are paying attention. Okay, Heath W gets the $100. Okay, Heath, let me just sign this to Heath. Okay, you man with my run. Okay. That was a mumble. That didn't. Okay. Number six, you got to get over your losses quick. You got to get over them. It takes me about 30 hours. I know how long it takes me, by the way. I get hit with something. I'm like, okay, next 30 hours is going to be ugly. I'm going to hate everybody. You know, I'm going to freaking moan and groan and gripe and resent. And this is so unfair. I'm just telling you guys what I do every day. And then I'm like, and then what happens? And by the way, I would change this. Don't get over your losses quick. Learn how to use your losses. Learn how to use the losses to fuel you. Because I actually never get over them. I got a guy that sued me. I don't know. When was that? Back had to be 2008. I still resent him. Every day it's fuel in my tank. I'm like, Nitro Wayne, Ralph. Let me show you what I got for you, Ralph. Okay? This is one of the things I bought for you, Ralph. You helped me get this. Thank you. And Rob, and your attorney. All three of you guys fueled me to get that plane. Thank you so much. God bless you. Amen. 7, double down. You got to double down, man. When the cards are good, you got to go all in. You got to double down. This is why I was saying this, I think on day 4, the reason Vegas never gets beat is because you guys go in there and you're trying to conserve your money. I'm only going to, if I lose 100, you go in there with the wrong attitude too. Once I lose $100, I'm out of here. Okay. I am not going to the ATM machine no matter what happens. The whales go in there and they'll be like, they're bringing in millions of dollars. Ming Young is coming in tonight. He's flying in from Beijing. He has 2 planes, one for his staff and one for his money. And he's bringing it in cases, right? And every bet is like, go. Can we take this bet? The next one's going to be double that. And dude, they're worried about it. The casino, these whales can take down these casinos, okay? It's not this guy that takes down the casino. Little guy builds casino, big guy actually puts that casino at risk. That's why all casinos have a rule. We can ask you to leave and not play here. We have the right not to serve you cards. So double down. You guys got to learn how to double down. How are you going to double down? Double down on a little goal. How are you going to double down when you got Dave Ramsey in your ear telling you don't take on debt? You need debt to double down. You cannot get big thinking small, going small, okay? Double down. What are y'all talking about? Okay, good. Double down, double down, double down, double down. Don't be a clown. Okay, 7. Trick. This is a trick. If this is not a secret, I don't know anybody else talking about it. Get pulled forward. Okay, the way I get pulled forward is this. Today is 10/10. Officially. What is today? Officially? Worldwide? Today, posted below. Today is 10X day, okay? Okay, the trick, yeah. You guys, come on, stay in order, guys. I got enough going on. I got 3-pointers right now. Okay, 10/10. What I do, a little trick I do, okay? I've done it for the last 13 days, by the way. I have things pull me forward. I don't really have choices. There's certain parts of my life where I don't have choices, where I have things I obligate to dates, okay? I never don't show up. Sometimes I try to get out of them. Hey, can we get out of this? You know? Okay? So what's my next obligation? My next obligation is what? What's the date on the boot camp?
October 23rd.
Okay, so 10/23, 24, and 25. GrantCardone.com/virtual. I'm going to spend 3 days with you. I've spent $2 million. Oh, by the way, when it's just a podcast, you're like, can I get out of it? Yeah, Grant, we can cancel. We can move him. Okay. But when you got $2.9 million invested, you're probably not going to go away from that. Probably not gonna. I got 4,000 people coming, okay? So what I do is I have things pull me forward. They pull me forward. I don't have people pushing me. The last time I had somebody push me, I was 23 years old, 24 years old. I was a salesman, and the manager's giving me a quota. I'm like, hey, you ain't gonna give me a quota. I ain't gonna have other people tell me what I'm capable of. And I started building my own quotas, having something pull me forward. That's the big goal, the big dreams, the people, okay? When I'm done with this on 10/23, I'm going to go 10/26. I'm going to go to St. Bart's and I got a bunch of my buddies showing up there. Okay. Yeah. They're going to put the little thing up my nose and check me. 8 days later, they're going to check me again. I've already sent the deposit over there. I'm getting pulled forward. Okay. You guys don't have anything on your calendar. Look at your calendar. What do you have? Monday, you got to go to work. That's not being pulled forward. You've got to. You're obligated. What are your choice? Make this a choice. 10/23, 24, 25. Go to GrantCardone.com/virtual right now. If you haven't already bought it, buy the boot camp. Put your commitment in the physical universe in the future. You have to make a physical commitment. Here, I'm in. Right? So we did Marlin Stadium. Marlin Stadium, people are like, how'd you sell Marlin Stadium out? I gave them a check for $6 million. How'd you sell it out though? I gave them a check for $6 million. When you're that committed, man, you're going to make it work. See, the problem most people do is they don't commit. They try stuff. Even you guys in your advertising, we're going to try a little bit. Let's see how this works. Okay. I'm like, okay, you try to see if that great ad works, and I'm going to take a bad ad and do that. Let's see which one works. Because the bad ad will work if you spend enough money. All marketing works if you don't quit on it. Every one of these principles I'm giving you right now apply to everything. Relationships, money, marriage, marketing, everything. You just stay with it. Double down on your successes. Get pulled forward in a marriage. I need things to pull us forward. Things that we'll be excited about. For my staff, we need things that pull us forward. I probably don't do a good enough job on that, but we're always into something. Like sometimes we're like, when we finish this one, we're going to go on this trip. And then the next thing you know, we come up with this other bigger thing to do. And we're like, cancel the trip. Let's go do this big thing. Number 8, folks, don't go it alone. If you study super successful people, you cannot come up with one person, not one person, nobody in this feed. You show me one person that has ever gone it alone. I'll pay $1,000 for anybody that can give me one person that was successful, that we know their name. You and I know their name. Yeah, don't go it alone. It's number 8. Elon ain't going it alone, man. God, come on. How many employees Elon's got at PayPal at the first score? By the way, Elon never goes it alone. Folks, Elon takes on debt like it's air. He takes on investors. Taking on investors is not going it alone. You show me somebody that hit it big. Glenn Stearns had a partner. Sure did. End up buying out his partner. In fact, his partner was who he went to work for, and then he flipped the model on him. Jesus didn't go it alone. What's wrong with you people? Man, read your Bible. He had 12 dudes with him all the time and went from village to village. He left home, by the way. He told Mary and Joe, I got to go. And Mary was like, but Jesus, you only have one pair of sandals. I'm worried about you. He's like, I'm going anyway. I got to go. Nobody will listen to me here. Okay. Rockefeller didn't go alone. Come on, man. Helen Keller. How could Helen Keller go anywhere alone? Shit, she couldn't see. We said that wasn't a curse word, though.
No. You said you were going to do it.
Richard Emmett, you get $100. Richard Emmett.
Swear jar. The swear jar is filling up.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Don't go it alone, folks. Don't go it alone. 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 Please don't go it alone. Get a team, man. Get some people that you know. You can trust them. They're transparent. You know what's going on. If you can get on a list of people that come to our offices, okay, I tell you what I'm going to do. The first 20 people that grab our VIP, first 20 people today, new people that grab our VIP, grantcardone.com/virtual. And you go VIP, I'm going to invite you to our offices anytime between now and the end of the year. We do this every week. Every week we set a date for people to come in. You fly in. You are a welcome guest in our offices. We have how many people coming here tomorrow? 12 people coming tomorrow. grantcardone.com/virtual. Go VIP. You got 10 minutes to do this, okay? And I'll give the first 20 people access to visit our office for free, okay? You can come to our classroom, come to our meetings, meet every one of our departments, see our culture. Why am I doing that? I don't want you to go it alone. Quit going it alone. What are you thinking? How are you going to get anywhere without all by yourself, okay? Number 9, give, and keep giving, which means you're going to need some energy. You're going to need some energy. And number 10, notice how much we've given you guys, by the way. Told you I'd give you 10 days, said it'd be 1 hour. It was never a 1 hour day. Most of the days were 2 hours. Said that'd be 10 days, it was 13. Then we give you today. Today could be 6, 8, 9, 10 hours. If you guys want the recording, just let me know you want the recording and we'll get you the recording. Okay? Simple, easy way to get the recording. And the last thing, I can't read it though. What does it say, man? I wrote this down myself. I don't know. Let me bring in my guest. Always. Oh yeah. Always show up. Always say yes to everything. Always show up for the appointment. You don't think the people are qualified? Show up. Okay. Last weekend, I went and looked at a house in Fort Lauderdale. I'm probably not a buyer for a house right now, but I'm looking, I'm snooping, I'm checking, I get bored. I go look at houses because they pull me forward. I'm like, hey, how could I do that? The guy says, hey, you need to send us a financial statement to look at this house. I'm like, okay. Why don't you just Google me? I have. Oh, okay. Maybe you got the wrong guy. Okay, so like, why don't you just say yes? Okay, and when the owner says, hey, did you see his financials? Yes, I did see it. Okay, we're meeting with this guy. Okay, they hadn't sold the house. By the way, I didn't get to go see that house because the guy added time and energy. I'm like, okay, I don't need the house. Like, boom, you made it too hard for me. Don't make it hard. Always say yes to the customer, folks. Say yes. Figure out how to say yes to people. All right. I have with us right now a guy that I didn't bring him for you. I brought him for me. Give you number 11, by the way. Number 11. Ain't nothing wrong with being a little selfish. The entire list of speakers that I'm bringing to you today, I bring to me first. Hey, do I want to hear him? Will he help me? Because if he'll help me and I want to hear him, I believe he'll help other people. This guy is a friend of mine, like a brother, like family. But the moment I met this man, I was like, I'm going to spend the next 30 years, I'm going to go get old. He's probably going to reside over my funeral. He'd be the perfect minister. Always hustling. Okay. Tim Story, author, speaker, life coach. He helps you create the future you desire. His most recent book, Come Back and Beyond, is a top seller at Amazon. He has inspired me and people from all walks of life, including entertainment people and everybody in between, from executives to deprived children throughout the world. He privately counsels very high-profile people. You probably saw him with the Billy Killer herself, the Big O, Oprah. He's traveled to 75 countries. He's been to more countries than I have. He spends time with Kids Havens Orphanage in Johannesburg, South Africa. He's featured on the nationally syndicated Keep the Faith Radio, featured on Steve Harvey TV Live every week. He has been at the 10X Growth Conference 3 times. He is, most importantly, more than this list, he is a friend of mine. He is a friend of Elena's, and he is now a friend of yours on 10X Day. Tim Story, take it away.
What a privilege. Okay, so number one, Grant and I are real friends. We're real brothers, just as he said. I want to wish a happy birthday month to Jared Glant, because Jared makes so many things happen around there. And so you're going to love what we're talking about for the next 15 to 20 minutes. I want you to write down the word momentum, the word momentum. The word momentum means a force. It means an energy. It means a drive, and it means a push. Now, because of my life working with entertainers one-on-one as a life coach for 30 years now, is that I work with a team of psychologists and psychiatrists that help me with some of my clients. And so I was telling them that I believed that every single person, even when they were a baby, that they had momentum, they had force, energy, drive, push, that they have a voice to them. And so all of the different psychologists and psychiatrists agreed, and they said, Tim, sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's not, because maybe that baby is quiet, or maybe that the baby has been molested or oppressed in some ways, but there is a shout inside of them. Now, so every one of you was born, and as a child, you had a shout within you. Now, watch how powerful this gets. A teacher rarely goes into a classroom and tells a bunch of first graders, all right, you guys, pump up the volume. No, the teacher says, shh, bring it down. Why? Because kids have a natural shout. If you were to just go by a playground to maybe pick your kid up at lunchtime, you will find the kids have a shout. Now, the question is, then why is it that we see people as teenagers, in their early 20s, people in their 30s, where it looks like life has knocked the shout out of them? Okay? So this is where we're going to go to start off with today. So the question is, has life knocked the shout out of you? All right, now, I find that in the midst of quarantine, in the midst of COVID-19, that there are so many people that got the shout knocked out of them because we went into what is called foreign territory. Foreign territory, according to my notes, is places we had never doggone gone before, all right? Never in my life have I walked around America and seen everybody with masks. Never in my life have I had to take my temperature before I went into a restaurant. So we went into foreign territory. And for some people, what that did is it quarantined them, not just in their house, but it quarantined them in their mind. And it quarantined them and their shout. What we want to do is we want to tell you officially, you are not quarantined in your mind. You are not quarantined in your spirit, and you are not quarantined in your shout. Now, as you guys know, Grant and Elena did 10X in March, and it is the greatest conference in the world. As he said, I've been to 75 countries of the world and been a part of amazing conferences. 10X is the greatest conference in the world. It is a movement. It's not just an event, it's a movement. But when we were at 10X, there's no way we saw just around the corner that COVID-19 would hit at this level. So what we had is what I call a life interruption. Can you write that down? Life interruption. Now, so let's break down the word interruption. To interrupt means, watch, a life disturbance. It is a life interference. Oh, but you're going to like this one. It is a life interception. All right, so depending on who your favorite football team is, for all of you that do not like sports, just pardon me as I use a football illustration. Tom Brady could be going all the way down the field. Now he's with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He can get down to the 5-yard line. It looks like he's going to score a touchdown. Now, please hear me. See, all of you have goals. You have the sight of something great happening. You have the right. And then you have to have the might. The might is a strength. What we learn through Grant Cardone is the sight, which is the vision. The right, come on, man. You live in a country where you have the right to do well, but you got to have the might. The might is, watch, the strength on the inside. You have to have the courage. You have to have the character. That's why you see him every single day. Every single day, he's talking about might, the strength. So you have the sight, you have the right, you have the might, but the fourth one is you're going to have to fight. If you're going to make it in 2020, 2021, 2022, what you're going to, you better have the fight, because there's going to be a giant on top of every one of your promises. So again, Tom Brady could be down to the 5-yard line. Looks like he's going to score. Throws the ball. Somebody can intercept it. And so you've seen it where somebody intercepts the ball, goes all the way down the field, man, 95 yards. And that's called what they call a pick six. Some of you have had a life interruption that was a pick six. I was on the airplane with this guy from Atlanta, Georgia, and we were talking, and the more we flew, the more he drank. The more we flew, the more he drank. And so he was talking to me about how big his businesses are and everything he's done, and so I said, "Hey, are you single or are you married?" And he goes, "I'm divorced." I said, "No, are you single or are you married?" He goes, "I'm divorced." I go, no. There's two categories. There's single and there's married. He goes, "I'm divorced." I said, "How long ago did you get divorced?" And he said, 17 years ago. I said, "Why are you talking about your divorce that happened 17 years ago? And why are you labeling yourself a divorcee when actually you're single?" And the guy literally got emotional. He goes, "Oh my God, you're good. You're right. I am tying myself to a life disturbance that happened in my life back in my past." So here's what I'm saying to you. I believe that you could still have a life full of momentum, force, energy, drive, push. Life disturbances will happen. An interruption, okay? Trouble, interference, an interception. So the question is, what interception has happened in your life that is trying to stop you, that is trying to sit you in a setback. And as Grant knows, this is where I shine, people. This is why they come from all over the world to spend 1 hour with me, because I am the master at turning your setbacks to comebacks. So here's what happens. You have energy. You have force. You have momentum. Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. And then an interruption hits. It could be one of your children in trouble. It could be your health. It could be your relationship, a marriage, could be your finances. But I believe that you do not have to, write this down, sit in your setback. Write that down. Sit in your setback. Number 2, you do not have to settle in your setback. And this is where Grant Cardone is the best. You guys, I've been around everybody. All right? He does not let us settle in our setback. When you settle, you decide to live in the land of okay. All right, Tim Story, what do you mean by that? Hey, how's your life? Okay. How are your kids? Okay. How's your businesses? Okay. You watch Grant Cardone. He does not sit in a setback. He does not settle in a setback. He does not stay in the land of okay. As he said in his session, he always has a promise. He always has a goal that stirs him up to continue to go forward. You are not designed, people, to sit and to settle in your setback. Now, I work with a lot of different entertainers, but let's take one person that I will not name the name today, but you'll probably figure it out. So this particular entertainer came to me himself, and he was sitting in a setback. And he said to me, Tim, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to help my life just to be okay. And I said, that's not going to work, because I don't believe in having just an okay life. People, listen to me. We don't want your life just to be okay. We don't want you to have just a setback and then you sit in it, settle in it, okay? In that place of okay. We believe that you're gonna have a comeback and beyond. So let me just tell you right now, you're gonna finish up October strong. November's gonna be stronger. December's gonna be stronger. January's gonna be stronger. February's gonna be stronger. But you have got to jump in, as Grant said, and you need to partner with power. Partner with people who have a similar mindset, okay, and similar motives. And one of the things that we do at 10X, this is not just about getting people money. You should see all the charities that we're involved with and the monies that are raised, even at the 10X conferences, so we could pay it forward and help change people's lives. So back to this entertainer. He said, Tim, do me a favor, just help my life to be okay. I said, I can't do that. Because I believe that you're gonna go from a setback, okay, to a comeback, but a comeback and beyond. Oh, I love that word beyond. Come on now. Beyond means outside the limits, outside the boundaries. Oh, some of you have put too many limits on yourselves, all right? So as some of the other speakers will tell you their stories, a lot of us came from struggle. And some of you know my story, Compton, California, which I love Compton, okay? But we had 7 people in a 2-bedroom little apartment. That's called cramped. We had a Volkswagen Bug with 7 people that used to drive around in a Volkswagen Bug. That's called illegal. And so we were cramped and we were crowded. But I believed that life had called me to a life beyond. Little did I know that little Timmy Story from Compton will get to talk to you people. We'll get to tour the world. We'll get to speak to 85,000 people at one time when I was only 28 years of age. Now, why? because I did not sit in my setback. Settle in your setback. Watch me settle, 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 and stay in the land of okay. Now, this actor that I'm talking about, if you were to Google him, he made $75 million last year alone. The year before that, it's funny, if you Google it, he made about the same amount, $75 million. So we believe, okay, that when you have momentum and you have a life interruption, no matter what the interruption is, you don't have to sit, you don't have to settle. And the third one, you do not have to cement yourself. To cement yourself means that you make it permanent. Oh, people love to do that. Oh, I was doing so well, then I married that person, and then I had a setback, and it's permanent. Oh, I lost all this money back in 2008, 2009, and they made it permanent. You notice that Grant and Elena's story, no matter what setback they've gone through, even back in 2008, 2009, in that period, they decided to rise back up. Watch this quote that's on my paper. While you are feeling the sting of your setback, life is preparing your comeback. Come on, people, get excited. While you are feeling the sting of your setback, life is preparing your comeback, okay? So I'm going to talk about 4 more minutes, and then Grant and I are going to dialogue with each other. Now, all right, Tim's story. So I had momentum, and life knocked the shout out of me. So what do I do now? All right, steps to the comeback. Number 1, you have to become awake. You got to wake up. You can't keep hitting the snooze button. Grant will tell you in his life, there's been times you get hit, man, you want to hit the snooze button. There's been times in my life I've been hit. I want to hit the snooze button, just keep sleeping. But you got to wake up on purpose. Number 2, you got to take inventory. This is the tough thing for all of us. You've got to take inventory. If you've been through a divorce, you got to say, okay, now what do I have? You got challenges with your daughter. Now what do I have? Challenges with your business. Now what do I have? So number 1, you become awake. Number 2, you take inventory. Number 3, let's go back to what Grant said. You have to have the right partners. You have to partner with power. And that's one reason Grant and I are such good friends, is because iron sharpens iron. You gotta have people that say, no, it's not okay that you just live in that land of okay. You have to find people that push you to the next level. Now, if you do not have that in your city, we're saying at 10X, we're your partners. Could you imagine that Grant is saying to you, sign up today, come to the offices? Those offices will help change your life, because you're going to see a bunch of people with similar mindsets and similar motives. Almost done. You become awake, take inventory, right partners, okay? Very important now. You got to have the right plan. The right plan. Now, I told Grant in private last time I was with him, I said, Grant, you're so needed right now because you know how to get through a crisis. You've done it once, you did it again, and now you're doing it again. You need to help lead us through the crisis. You got to make sure that you have the right plan, okay? And that's what we're doing even today once again. And I close with this. You have to have persistence. You have to have persistence. Now, this is a funny one. I'm going to end with something funny. I was watching television with my mother one day. My mother is Spanish. I'm mixed heritage. My mother's name is Vicentita Gonzalez. She has very broken English, even today. I just saw her 4 days ago. Very broken English. So we were watching Telemundo years ago, and they had a picture of Britney Spears back when she had a little baby years ago, and she almost dropped her baby. And they were saying in Spanish, Britney Spears almost dropped her baby. She almost dropped her baby. I said, Mom, look at that. I said, Britney Spears almost dropped her baby. And she says, I used to drop you all the time. Okay, so that was so funny. Hey, who knows, man? It probably happened. Dropped out of the high chair, dropped here, dropped there. But the thing is that we have persistence. We have, watch, the R word, resilience. You have resilience. So what are you saying to me, Tim Story? I'm saying don't sit in your setback. Don't settle in your setback. Don't cement yourself in the setback. You are supposed to rise up to the high place. We need people to become an example that if I could do it, you could do it. If I could do it, you could do it. That's what we are doing at 10X. We are helping you to rise up, that you would be an example to your children's children, that you could live a 10X life. Let's bring on Grant Cardone.
All right, today's been great so far. Hope you guys are getting a lot of notes. How much do you love today? Because I'm getting ready to bring in super YouTuber, okay? Who is getting a lot out of today? Please, hashtag 10X. We're going to give away 10 people $250 each for posting video on our Facebook page about specific gains, wins, and successes from either today or the last 13 days. This is our 14th day. You're going to have to get focused, and you're going to have to get endurance if you want to make it. By the way, the endurance thing is probably a given either way, just to be, straight up. It's just, what are you going to endure? Okay? What are you going to endure? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's gone. It's been gone. What are you going to endure? You're going to endure the great life, or you're going to endure an average, mediocre life? Evan Carmichael believes in entrepreneurs, okay? Known as the DJ who inspires people, also known as the modern day Napoleon Hill. I did not know that. Man. That's awesome. This guy's fantastic. Forbes named him one of the world's top 40 social marketing talents in the world. At 19, he built and sold a biotech software company. At 22, he's a venture capitalist, had raised $15 million. Now has a YouTube channel with almost 2.4 million subscribers. That's double what I got. Shame on me. He's written 4 books, set 2 world records, speaks globally. He's a husband, a father, and a TSM. What is a TSM fan? I don't know what TSM is. Evan Carmichael, you here? Tell me what TSM is, brother.
It's killing me, man. So TSM is a League of Legends team, and it's playoffs, the World Series of League of Legends, and they just lost today. So it's a little bit of heartbreak, but I'm wearing my 10X gear, and I am pumped to be here for 10X Day. This is gonna bring me out of my mood. Let's go.
We got to get that hoodie back. That hoodie is sick. Let me see it again, Evan. Let me see you. And I'm going to turn it over.
This is it. You got this hoodie? You guys have this hoodie? Look at this. This is awesome. You got to get your 10X merch on. I need the hat next. Either the 10X hat or the cash flow. We'll see.
Right now. I'm sending you this one. I'm going to sign this one and send it to you, all right? It'll go with it.
My man.
It's all you, brother. Go get it.
Cool. Listen, every time I meet 10X people, Grant Cardone people, I see some leaders. And so I want to do something super quick, super fun right now. I want you to write down in the chat, I'm a leader, baby, to kick off this session. I'm a leader, baby, with as many exclamation points as you want. Let's see you light up the chat. I'm a leader, baby. Come on, give me some leadership. There it is, with the X in there. I love it. I'm a leader, baby. All right, I love you guys. This is going to be a ton of fun. This is going to be super tactical. So earlier today, Tim Story comes on, starts talking about how you need to build a movement. And I think everybody here, all of you guys, everybody here is saying, I'm a leader, baby. You have that movement inside you that has to come out. And so in today's session, what I'm going to talk about is how do you 10X your audience? How do you 10X your reach? How do you 10X your impact? And how do you use that to 10X your sales and your revenue as well? If you guys are feeling that, give me some fire, show me some love in the chat. Let's make it happen. All right. So I want to start talking about YouTube, but we're going to give you a framework that you can use to apply across all your social media. So It's impossible to build your movement if people don't know who you are. Attention is the currency right now, and the more people know who you are, you can translate that to selling more, to having a bigger impact, to having a greater reach, to changing more lives, to getting that leadership out. Because that movement inside you, if it dies inside you, you're not doing yourself, your family, or the world any good. So we're going to start with YouTube. I'm going to show you how to do it, how anybody from a solo person, I started this all by myself. I'm an introvert. I'm super shy. That doesn't come across, on videos like this, but I've done 7,000 or something videos now on my channel. And so with practice, even if you're introverted, even if you're shy, even if you don't feel like you have the gear or the technology, or you're not the kind of person who can do it, I promise you, you can. And I'm going to show you in this session how to do it. This is going to be heavy note-taking day. We're going to go dive deep into the tactics. So I want you to think about YouTube as your home. So if you guys are making content, it's easy to get overwhelmed. There's Instagram, there's Facebook, now there's TikTok, there's Snap, there's Twitter, there's LinkedIn, there's so many different places, the podcast, right? And it can feel overwhelming and impossible to stay on top of everything. You guys feel that? Trying to be everywhere all the time, try to respond to every comment, try to make content again every single day and not just mail it in. And you have a business to run at the same time, right? We're not just full-time social media content people. You guys have businesses to run. Everybody that I've met from any 10X event always has a business that you are trying to run. And so how do you balance everything? I'm going to give you the simple formula right now. It starts with YouTube. What I want you to do at the starting point is make one YouTube video per week at a minimum. Here's why. Stay with me. This is super important. YouTube is the only platform where your content lives forever. It's the only place where your content lives forever. Instagram, Twitter, Snap, Facebook, TikTok, all of them. The video that Grant just pulled up with Lewis was from 2017. I thought it said there 2017 in the description. That's a 3-year-old video. Nobody's going back on your Instagram from 3 days ago, let alone 3 years ago. So if you are actually trying to build a movement, not just something that's a flash in the pan that you want to be in and out of by the end of the year, if you're trying to build a movement and trying to change lives and have a huge name, I want you to be recognizable. I want you to walk down the street and the people to see your face, not because of the ego attached to it, but because that means you're reaching people, you're touching lives. YouTube has to be your #1 place because the content that you make lives forever. So that video that Lewis did, the interview that I did with Grant, or the videos that I started with 10 years ago are still getting me views, attention, subscribers, email signups, traffic, right? It's still spreading my message out there to the tune of whatever we've got now, 360 million views or whatever on the channel. And so that's where I want you thinking. YouTube first, because my content lives forever, okay? The second super important thing about YouTube, they pay you. You guys like to get paid? You want to make some extra money in your business? Is that a good thing? Can we get more money into our business, right? YouTube pays you to make content. If you're posting something to Twitter, Twitter's not writing you a check. Now, it's great to still be on Twitter, to get the attention, to get the interest, to spread the notoriety, awesome, but they're not writing you a check. You can get all of that on YouTube, and YouTube pays you. YouTube has thousands of salespeople out there who are selling advertising against videos like yours, and they pay you 55% of every single dollar that comes in. So you can build your audience, build traction, have customers coming in forever. The video you launched today in 5 years is still getting you views and interest, and you can get paid to create the content. It's the only platform where it lives forever, and you get paid to create the content, right? Now, the third thing, for everybody who's saying, well, it's so hard. How do I make videos? And how do I be on all these other platforms? And it's overwhelming. I'm trying to run my business. How do I pay attention to all of this? There's something really important in YouTube, and I want you to write this down. Even if you are not in YouTube, even if you think maybe next year or in 2 years you might be on YouTube, you have to write this down. It's called the audience retention curve, like a curve. Audience retention curve. What this will do is inside every video that you put up on YouTube, it will show you exactly where people left in the video and where they stuck around. So at the beginning, you'll often see people just drop out. You think about your own experience with a YouTube video. You press play, and if they don't hook you in right away, you leave. And so you see people bouncing out right away. But then often what you'll find is there'll be these moments where the curve is flat. It's not dropping. What does that mean? That means at that point in the video, nobody left. So if Lewis and Grant are doing this amazing interview, that part where he's crying, probably nobody's leaving during that part, right? That's where it's flat. And you'll have these really special moments where it actually goes up. Like, well, how does that actually go up? Well, what happens is people are either fast forwarding that part of the video to get there, or they're rewinding it to watch it again. If we looked at the audience retention curve, that's the only jargon I'm going to throw out at you guys today, so I want you to remember it. Audience retention curve. If you look at that, if we watch that video for Grant and Lewis, and we looked at Lewis's stats, I would bet you that it spikes when Grant starts to cry. Now, why is that so important? Because when you see the spike go up, you take that clip, and that's what you take to LinkedIn, to Instagram, to TikTok. You take it to the other platforms. You don't have to think about it. You don't have to create tons of different unique pieces of content for every platform. How are you everywhere? Because you're making a YouTube video once a week, and then you're taking the clips and the pieces from it based off the data. I like making data-driven decisions. Show me that it works. I care that it works, not just my opinion of if I think it's going to work or somebody on my team's opinion if it's going to work. Show me that it works. Show me that it leads to people watching. The curve will show you. And so it's an easy way to save tons of time on your side and be everywhere while building an empire forever. That's the importance of YouTube. Is that making sense? People saying, excellent tip, thank you for that. It's the graph don't lie. Use the analytics, boom, great advice, priceless. If you actually paid attention and just did that, you could be everywhere in the next 2 months on social media without adding a ton of extra effort, time, resources. This is where a lot of people fall down, is they struggle and think, well, I don't know how to do this, and I have to create unique content everywhere. You don't. All I want you to do is have a YouTube channel and start with one piece of content every week, and then we're going to split that up. So if you think about all the other platforms, what do we got? It's a mix of pictures, of vertical videos, and horizontal videos. So in your one video per week, what you're thinking about is, okay, I made a 10-minute video, and I want you to think about 10-minute videos. If I made a 10-minute video, in there you have to have at least 5 good thoughts, right? 5 good one-liners, 5 good pieces of information, 5 good things that came out of it. So you make your video, and then you pull those 5 one-liners and turn them into picture quotes. Where do you think all of the quotes come from on Grant's Instagram, on Lewis's Instagram, on Ed Milet's Instagram, on Tim Story's Instagram? From things they've said in interviews, on videos. So at the top, all you're making is this one piece of content, and now that can lead into 5 to 10 quotes, picture quotes that you're putting up on the platforms. That can lead to 5 one-minute clips that you're going to put to Twitter, to LinkedIn, and the other platforms. And so that could be you trying to learn the editing. That's not super difficult. Or that could be something that you hand off to a part-time, that's not even a full-time team member. You could, with a part-time team member, post to every single platform every single day. That's part-time work, because you're doing the thing at the top, which is making that YouTube video. That, again, on YouTube, in a week, in a month, in a year, in 5 years, is still getting you attention, interest, subscribers, awareness, sales. Is that making sense? This is some awesome info, priceless. I love it. From the feedback in the comments, this is how to get the most attention. Woot, woot, woot. Every single platform, every single day. Blowing my mind. This is it. Like, I think we get overwhelmed. We get scared. We get fearful. And chances are most of you aren't everywhere. And if you are everywhere, you're probably not super proud of the content that you're posting everywhere, because it feels like a hamster wheel and stay on top of everything. It feels like a hamster wheel that I got to post again. I got to post again. And yes, if you have to post one unique piece of content every day to every platform, you are just an influencer. You are only a content creator, and you have 0 time to actually run your business. So I want you to schedule in your calendar a time where you can make 1 video per week. Does that make sense? This is so revealing on using YouTube. Awesome. Okay, so next, let me talk about the YouTube algorithm. Let me talk about how do you make content. Let me make it easy for you, because I want you guys, this is a special 10X family. I want you guys to get results. I would love to come back next year and see in the comments how many of you blew up not just your YouTube channel, but your entire presence on social media, how it blew up your entire business, how it blew up your entire impact. That's what this session is about, right? I want you to come back next year and have actually 10x'd your social accounts, the impact you're having, the revenue that you're having, the subscribers that you're gaining, right? I want you to have actually 10x'd it. And these are the tactics and strategies specific to right now, 2020, 2021 environment to help you do that, okay? So now the next question becomes, okay, what is the video that I'm going to make once a week, right? What am I going to talk about? Does that make sense? You want me to dive into what kind of content I want you to make? Yeah? Give me some heck yeahs in the comments if you want. Yes, yes, we got yes, yes, yes. I love it. Okay, let's go. So there's a couple types of content. What you have to remember is you guys are thought leaders. You guys are experts. You know your business inside out, and you know how to bring value to other people. Your knowledge, right, can bring value to other people. Some of you, your knowledge can actually save people's lives. If we start diving down to Grant's former world of addiction, like that work saves lives. I had somebody leave a comment on one of my videos saying, Evan, I was going to kill myself. I was in my car and I hated my life and I was going to drive my car off a bridge and kill myself. And along the way, your video came up. One of your videos came up. And there was something in the message. Maybe it was a Grant Cardone video. I don't know. There was something in that message that made me want to turn around and keep living. And even just thinking about that comment now, that comment came up maybe 5 years ago, and it's still, this is why we do it, right? Yes, we want to make money. Yes, we want to provide for our families. And yes, but the feeling that if you could wake up and know that the work you're about to create today is going to have impact and meaning to somebody else, that fuels you up on a whole other level. And I believe that's inside all of you. I believe you guys all have that you could go and change millions of people's lives with your message, but not if you're hoarding it all to yourself, right? Not if you're just keeping it inside yourself and not spreading it and sharing it and getting it out to the world. So there are a couple kinds of videos that I want you to think of, and there's no right or wrong answer. It's what's going to be right for you. The first is going to be what I call thought leadership content. And if we've got time, I can lean into what a perfect thought leadership content structure looks like. We'll see. But thought leadership content is you sharing your opinion on something, is you telling me why I should think a certain way. You think differently. All of you think differently. You think you're kind of the weird duck in your family, right? You're the weird duck in your circle. And so all that talk of change your circle to be around more weird ducks, awesome. I love it. And as a thought leader, your job is to teach me to think like you think. The way you see the world now has been reinforced and re-educated constantly in your mind that it seems natural and normal to you now. But when other people look at what you're doing, they think you're crazy. And so your job is to unpack that and talk to the person who you were 5 years ago. Think about who you were 5 years ago. What did you struggle with? What were your belief system? What was your mindset before you ever discovered 10X and all these amazing people? Do we have some amazing people here in this group? It's amazing, right? Before you discovered this community, who were you? There's lots of people who currently are who you used to be. And think about who you used to be. That person probably even wouldn't listen to an Evan Carmichael today, or a Grant Cardone today, or a Lewis Howes today. They're too much in that fixed mindset. They had to grow to be able to listen to them, but you can reach them. And that's your duty to reach them. That's your obligation to reach them. That's the thing that's going to fire you up. So thought leadership content is you sharing your opinion, you telling me the way that you think so that I can think the same way. And the more people around that, the more you're going to shift people to start thinking that way too. And again, if we have time, we'll dive deeper, but let me move on to some other types of content. Coaching. And maybe we'll get into this with Grant. I think this is actually, you want a 10X Grant Cardone content? This is what Grant needs to do. Coaching. One of Grant's superpowers, maybe his greatest, is the ability to dance with people. He dances with people. When somebody comes on, he makes them feel comfortable. He loosens them up. He asks questions that they never thought they'd get asked. He breaks down their resistances and barriers, and then he pushes them. I want that as regular, not just somebody calling in on the phone and asking a question. I want that. I want on video coaching content. If you guys want to see Grant Cardone do regular ongoing coaching content, give me an Uncle G. I want you to light up Uncle G in the chat. Would you watch those videos? Uncle G, light it up. Let him know he's watching. Grant, we need these videos. Make it happen. There's your Uncle G. Now, all of you have the ability to move people as well. And so I want you to do coaching content. I want you getting people on your show and pushing them, listening to them, helping them, understanding them. And let me give you a little hack using Instagram. The next question becomes, well, how do I find people to be able to coach? Hey, Evan, I'd love to coach people, but how do I find people how to coach? Well, do you have at least 100 followers on Instagram? Great. You reach out to them, you DM them today, and you say, hey, I'm starting a new coaching program. Thank you for following me. I'm starting a new coaching show where every day for 25 minutes, I'm going live coaching people. Do you want to be on? I will coach you for free, but it's got to be public. And some people will say no, but you got at least 100 followers, right? If you're listening to Grant and you don't have at least 100 followers, you're not doing the work. You got to show up. We got to 10X that, baby. I want you to 100X at least by next year when we're doing this. So you DM them and you tell them, I'm doing a new coaching show live. I want to help you for free with whatever you're facing. And my hope is that other people can learn through our session as well, that you can help inspire them and get the lesson out to them. And your job is to get them to have that aha moment. Your job is to have them come on and do the bug eyes, like, oh my God, I can't believe I just got the unlock. And all of you are capable of doing that. All of you are experts. You already know what you're talking about. You're capable of shifting people live in the moment. The reason to do it on Instagram is, one, it's easy. There's no excuses. I need a phone. I need a microphone. I need all the gear and gadgets and setup. All you need, you just need this. You got a phone. You can make Instagram content. You can do an IG live. Here's the hack with Instagram. When you go live with somebody, it lets both of your audiences know that you're live. So when I go live with Grant, it's telling both of our audiences that we're live together, right? Now, I might be twice as big as Grant on YouTube, but he's hecka much larger than me on Instagram. So if we're going live together, I'm grateful. Hey, Uncle G, thank you for the love, man. You're bringing all these new people to find out about me. Same thing, when you're coaching somebody, all these new people, whoever's following them, get notified that they're live with this new person, you. And if they're listening to you, then maybe these people should sign up and follow you as well. So it's a great way to hack these people's audiences and give you content to put to your YouTube channel to then cut up for LinkedIn and Twitter and all the other platforms. All you have to do is take a video that IG Live is like this, vertical. You just got to swap it to move it to horizontal. So I want you to do one YouTube video a week, recognizing that this is content that will live forever, that's 7 years from now will still be getting me views, attention, interest, leads, customers. Cut it up for all the different social media platforms and accounts in a way that makes sense, right? Audience retention curve, find the best moment, the data will tell you, and create the content around that. And in those videos that you're doing, the thought leadership template, which I can dive into if we need a little more time for that, but also the coaching. And hopefully to help Grant 10X his channel, we're gonna see a lot more Grant Cardone face-to-face coaching entrepreneurs to help them actually 10X their life. Does that make sense? You guys liking that? Is that value? Yes, 10X, yes, yes, I love it, I love it. Now, okay, people are asking how long. So here's what I want you to do. 10-minute videos, 10-minute videos. In thought leadership, 10 minutes is where you wanna be. So super quick, you tell me a powerful opinion, you give me a context sentence, you raise the stakes, you tell me a story, your story, somebody else's story, something in the news cycle, and then you give me advice, and then the 3 tips on how to solve whatever problem you're talking about. That's easy, a 10-minute video. I want you to have 10 minutes in the video that will really help you with the YouTube algorithm. And then the thing to be obsessed with is 70% retention at 1 minute. I told you to write down audience retention curve, right? It's the only thing I asked you to write down, the only jargon I need you to remember. Your goal is 70% at 1 minute. If you get that and you're 10 minutes and you get a decent click-through rate on your thumbnails and titles, your videos will blow up. Most people suck with their videos at the beginning. Here's why. Look at how most people start a video. Hey guys, welcome back. It's me, Evan. I'm so pumped that you're here. Man, I'm excited to talk to you. Nope. Goodbye. People have left. Now on my channel right now, 83% of my audience, people who are watching, we're going to get 400,000 views today on the channel. 87, 83, we're always in that range, percent of people who are watching are not subscribed to my channel. They're not subscribed yet. That's good. That's healthy. That means you're growing. If you're only talking to your subscribers, your channel is going to sink. Your goal is, I want to make you famous. I want your face to be recognizable. I want you to be stopped on the street and be reaching new people. Again, not for the ego play, but that means you're having a big impact. So when you say, hey guys, welcome back, it's me, welcome to another, no, welcome back, who are you? I've never met you in my life. And they bounce, goodbye. You have to hook me in right at the beginning. And if you think of your job as a thought leader is to make me think like you think, the best thing you can start with is a powerful opinion. What do you believe that other people don't believe? This is why Grant is great too, because Grant will say things and he makes you say, wait, what? What did he just say? It makes you pay attention. Grant will force you to pay attention. And so if you've never met him before, you first come across a Grant Cardone video, he'll hook you in right away. That's what I want for you too. And I want you to plan that. I want you to plan your first sentence so that you hook somebody's attention by telling them something that you believe that they find difficult to believe that makes them want to continue watching. Does that make sense? This alone was crazy. OMG. I love that's helping. Wow, this is amazing. So what's my opening? Hey, I'm Susie Q. Rain. I believe you're great, and here's why. Is that okay? No, bigger, like deeper. Something that, what do you believe? What if you went and told a stranger and they listened to you? They'd say, that's crazy. That's not true. What do you firmly believe that other people don't believe or would find nuts? Think about your own clients. What are you telling your clients? What are the conversations that you're already having with your clients, with your friends, with the people around you, with the last person you may be engaged with on Twitter who you disagreed with? Like, what do you stand for? What are your opinions? And hit me with one. Punch me in the face, right? Right out of the gate to make me want to pay attention to the video. Your goal is 70% retention. So 70% of the people who started the video are still here watching 1 minute later. Now I want to quickly touch on gear because people always freak out about gear. What camera, what microphone, what lighting, none of that really matters for thought leadership content. Use your phone. The phone microphone is decent, just don't be in a windy spot, stand in front of the window and press record. Like everybody could do that today. And you're so concerned and worried about having the perfect video up that then you don't release. This is the biggest, like the strategy makes sense. The strategy I just gave you, Grant's talking about helping you make $1 billion. Like the strategy I just gave you is the answer to unlocking all of the impact, celebrity, motivation, money that you're looking for. That's the strategy. Just do that, copy that. And in a year from today, you will be 1,000x bigger or more than you are right now. 100%, but you won't do it. Too many people won't do it because you're afraid.
When you sign up, grantcardone.com/virtual, a lot of people are asking me, what if I already signed up? We give it to you. What if I already signed up 2 days ago? Do I get Evan Carmichael's? Done. What if I signed up 3 weeks ago, dude, when you started this and I just went through the damn thing and said, what else you got to sell me? Done. You got Evan Carmichael's program. You have Billie Jean. We're going to give you that. And Gloria Mayfield is going to give you the mindset material, which was freaking mind-blowing. Tim Grover, he's giving you his program. All you got to do is...
We have a special announcement from Jesse Itzler, but we're not going to do it yet. You got to hang on and wait for the people that hang on till the end.
Yeah, yeah, let's see what else, man. Golly. What reasons you got not to do it? I'm going to give you 55 million reasons to do it right now. Okay. This is old, but Johnny's going to show it to you. When I started playing this game, this attention game, and we're about to bring Marie Forleo on here in a second. She's probably on right now. In 2010, I started playing the attention game. Our company was making $3 million a year. when we started doubling down, do you have the other graph, the red graph? Okay, that says money follows attention. I've been hated on, criticized, like people take me online and try to just brutalize me over this. He's all about the money, blah, blah, blah. I'm all about people, folks. If I don't know people, I can't help them. And if people know me, they should want to help me. Money follows attention. We started playing the attention game in 2010. Go back, Red. No, just stay there, Johnny, for a second. And I basically couldn't even trend on Google. I was sitting like 1 or 2 marks above 0. And then we started playing the game, started figuring out how to trend. This is in 2018. This does not include 2019 or 2020. This thing would go off the rails. And it does not include my real estate holdings. Now pop the graph. Notice what my money did when I started getting attention. Go back and forth, Johnny. This is why I'm going to spend one entire day at our boot camp on how to get known. Back to me, Johnny. How to get known. How to get known. What are you going to get known for? Okay. How do you monetize getting known? Most of you don't have time not to get known. If $297 is a lot of money to you, trust me, your only way out is to get known. Who gets the pay raise? Who gets the promotion? Who gets the opportunity to be a partner in the company? Who gets the investment? If I don't know you, I ain't calling you. If I don't know you and I'm not thinking about you, and a lot of you, by the way, you're using social media right now and it is going to punish you later. When we hire somebody here, you got to know I go look. If I can't see you, it makes me suspect you. If I can see you, it can make me suspect you. Because some of you don't know what to post right now, so you're posting all kind of fun stuff that has nothing to do with professional life. People are out there trying to get likes and comments, dude. I'm trying to get people to know me and pay me, fund me, partner with me, and get behind me. Like the lady I'm bringing on right now, who is nothing but integrity and class. And I'm not talking about my wife. She comes later today. Marie Forleo, entrepreneur, writer, philanthropist, and an unshakable optimist. Author of the instant #1 New York Times bestseller, Everything is Figure-Outable. I know she believes in 10X. Host of the award-winning show Marie TV and the Marie Forleo podcast with millions of fans worldwide. She runs an acclaimed business training program called B School for business owners, named by Oprah. Why does everybody get love from Oprah but me? When do I get some Oprah love? She is named by Oprah as a thought leader for the next generation. Her website is marieforleo.com. She's a friend of 10X and 10X Worldwide, 10X Nation. Marie, great to have you with us today.
Oh, Grant, so great to be with y'all. Hi, everybody.
And Marie, you did such a great job at 10X Growth Conference. We wanted to have you back for this, and I'm glad we were able to work it out.
Yeah, me too. Thanks for having me. Man, I just got so fired up just with your last guest hanging out here. This is amazing. What you're doing and what you provide for people is incredible. So thank you for doing this. I felt like I had 10 cups of coffee in just the last 10 minutes.
It's just, it's just the correct thing to do. So let me ask you, Marie, and because you want to tell everybody a little bit about your story, about where you came up and what you're doing today. Like you have crashed all the barriers, all the women myths. Like your business is doing great. People know you around the world. And there's a lot of women out there, I know, because I talk to Elena about it all the time, that say they can't make it because they're a woman. The economy's tough, blah, blah, blah. So just tell everybody where you came from and where we know where you are now.
100%. So I'm Jersey girl, born and raised, come from a very blue collar family. I was the first in my family to go to college. And I just always had this burning desire. I feel like, Grant, you and I share a little bit of the DNA on this one. I knew that I wanted to make a lot of money. I didn't want to make a lot of money just because I was like, oh, I care about shoes. Not that shoes are bad, but I didn't necessarily want a lot of material things. It all stemmed from the fact, and this speaks to the women specifically, that when I was little, I witnessed my parents got a divorce when I was around 8 years old. And I remember seeing my mom, I was in the kitchen and my mom was bawling her eyes out. I mean, her eyes looked like they were popping out of her head. Her face was all red. And she was talking to her mom, who at the time was in Florida. And she's screaming. She's like, Mom, I have nothing. I have nothing. How could I have been so stupid? I have nothing. So Grant, I'm standing there as a little 8-year-old kid. My mom hangs up the phone. She bends down so she's on eye level with me. She takes me by the shoulders and she shakes me and she says, Ree, listen to me. Don't be stupid like I am. Do you see what's happening right now? I don't have anything. I need you to grow up. I need you to take care of yourself. I need you to make your own money and don't let anyone, especially not a man, control you. Now, my dad is an amazing guy. They actually wound up not staying divorced for long and they're still together to this day. But in that moment, I was imprinted with this formula. Lack of money equals a whole lot of pain. Lack of money equals stress. Lack of money means that love is going to get taken away. So I made myself a promise at 8 years old, Grant, that I said, I don't care what I need to do or how I need to do it. When I grow up, I want to make so much money that I can take care of the people that I love. That I can make so much money that any time that there's stress or there's uncomfortability, that I can step in and be a support there, that I can help heal. So I had this little equation that lots of money meant lots of healing. Lots of money meant lots of really beautiful things that you could do for the people that you love and in your community. And, so that was kind of this intrinsic driving force. But I screwed up, man. In the beginning, I was working on Wall Street on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. And I thought that was awesome because you know what? A lot of the guys that I worked with, and it was all guys, it was like 99.9% men and me, they were making what felt like $1 bajillion. I had never heard of people making over $1 million a year. Like that just blew my mind because I didn't grow up around any of that. But what I discovered when I was there was that that wasn't the place for me. I kept hearing this little voice inside saying like, Marie, this isn't who you are. This isn't what you're meant to do. This isn't what you're meant to be. But Grant, that little voice didn't tell me what else I was supposed to do. All I knew was that being on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange, it wasn't it. It felt like crap. Most of the people, as soon as the bell rang, they would go out and go to strip clubs and do lines of cocaine and all this stuff. And as like a 21-year-old, I was like, it's not my scene. No judgment, but it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And so I took a bit of an odyssey and I tried to figure out like, who was I to be in this world? I knew I wanted to make a difference to people. I knew I cared deeply about other human beings. I knew I was creative. My dad was a small business owner, so I had this love of small business. And so I went on all of these different adventures, got a job in publishing, tried that, wasn't it. Got another job in publishing. Instead of the ad side, I was on the editorial side. That wasn't it. So I tried all of these different things until I finally realized I wasn't meant to work for someone else. Like this being in this body is not meant to be confined in a cubicle. And I'm sure there's many people watching right now who have that same experience at some point in their journey. They're like, I can't do this anymore. I need to own my own destiny. And that's when I was probably about 23 at the time. And I discovered the world. It was a new profession called coaching. No one had ever heard of this. So Grant, we're taking a little time travel back. This is 1999. There wasn't health coaches and life coach, like nobody had heard of this before. I signed up on the spot for a 3-year coach training program. It sounded crazy. The 23-year-old, little Jersey girl in my mind was like, this sounds so cheesy. This is ridiculous. Who do you think you are? You're like in debt. You keep failing at these jobs. You have nothing to offer anyone else. But thank God there was this little smaller voice inside that kind of knew there was something in this that I needed to pursue, that it was my path. So at that time, I was at a fashion magazine called Mademoiselle. I was doing my coach training at night, showing up for work during the day. And then I got a call from the HR department, and they had a promotion for me to Vogue, top fashion magazine in the world, right? And so this was my fork in the road. Either stick with the steady job, paycheck, healthcare, people understand what you do, prestige of Vogue magazine, or quit and try and start your own life coaching business at 23 when that sounds like the cheesiest, stupidest thing you could ever imagine doing. You're living in New York City, you got piles of debt, you're totally insecure. What did I choose? Said no to the Vogue job, went back to bartending and waiting tables, and said, you know what? I love this, even though I know I'm super young, even though I know I'm really green, I think there's something here for me. And I'm going to work my tail off until I figure it out and build something, or at least die trying. And so that's kind of how I started way back in the day. And then, you know, I hustled my buns off. I worked bartending, waiting tables, I cleaned toilets, I did personal assisting work. I did so many things just to keep a roof over my head while I figured out how to build a coaching practice during the day. Because like, I didn't want to be a desperate life coach. What is more pathetic than that? And eventually, after I started understanding and training myself in online marketing, understanding messaging and copywriting, you know, building my email list, all this stuff happening in the early 2000s that like no one had heard about before, it all started to take off. And now in 2020, I've been doing this for 20 years. I will say, you know, this has been a really hard year for so many people, emotionally, financially. There's a lot of things that are still uncertain, but I will tell you this has been our most successful year ever, Grant. And I attribute so much of that to the consistency of the past 20 years. And so for everyone here listening right now, man, even if it's tough on you, I got to say, keep showing up, keep doing your work, keep adding that value, because that consistency is what can take you through these hard times, because this won't be the end of it, as you know.
Yes. So let me ask you, how hard was it? Like, what did you pay for the program, the coaching, when you were learning it? Did you?
Oh my God. It put me in debt, put me more in debt than I already was. It was probably like, I don't know, $2,000, $3,000, but it was the best $2,000 or $3,000. I had a payment plan, you know, I had to put it on credit cards and stuff, but I felt like I was investing in me.
Yeah. That's like $8,000 today, just so everybody understands the commitment.
Yep.
And then the bartending and the waiting tables in between, like you're 23, like, what are you telling yourself to keep going every day when it's not, when in the early days it wasn't happening?
Yes. So that was actually a really huge lesson for me. So a lot of the times I would show up to bartending knowing that I didn't want to be there, right? And people would show up to the bar. And so here's one thing I did do. This is before kind of anti-cam spam laws. I actually would bring a yellow legal pad with me, Grant, to the bar, because people inevitably ask bartenders, so what else do you do? And everyone, especially in New York, they're like, oh, you must be an actress. I'm like, no, I'm a coach. They're like, what the hell's that? I'm like, well, I have this free newsletter, and if you put your name and email down, I'm going to send you this amazing content. You might even want to work with me. Grant, that is how I started building my email list back in the day, the same email list that I still have today, what I was telling myself. So the big mistake I was making in the beginning was that basically kind of being pissy at having to bartend, having to wait tables, thinking that I should be further ahead by now, kind of beating myself up, thinking that, oh man, this is, you know, I should have my full-time business. I should have all this money coming in. And then I realized the mistake I was making. If you've got another job or you've got something that you're doing to put money on the table, to keep a roof over your head, you know what I mean, to feed your family, and you complain about it all day long, all you're doing is slowing down your progress. You can't be miserable and cranky and resentful 80% of your day and then think in the hours at night or the hours in the morning when you're working on your business that somehow you're going to be passionate and engaged in your highest creative self. It's total BS. That's not going to happen. So the big shift that I made was I made a promise to myself. I said, I'm going to show up at this bar and at this restaurant like this is the best thing I could ever do. I'm going to bring my full passion, my full energy, my full charisma to this job as best as humanly possible. I'm going to make these drinks like a friggin' piece of art. I'm going to talk about the specials of the day like it was my business. I'm going to sell these people, sell my eyeballs out so that I was so charged by the time I got home that I had 5 hours of work in me towards my business rather than 2 because I was miserable. Does that make sense?
100%. You know, I remember being in a sales job and I hated it. And I didn't have any choices. I don't think anybody would trust me with their bar. So I'm like, I'm going to get great at this job. I'm going to get great at this job. And then I'm going to quit it. And then I got so good at it. I was like, I'm not quitting. This is too good to be true. What have you done along the way to challenge? How do you think about challenges, Maria? And then what do you do to keep challenging yourself?
So it's a great question. The way I think about challenges is I feel like they make me stronger. Every time I have a challenge, I know whether you believe in the universe, you believe in God, doesn't matter. I feel like it's put in my way because this is an opportunity for me to get even stronger, wiser, and become a better leader. I think about this year and I think about all of the challenges. We had so many people telling us, Grant, you know, right when COVID hit, it was late in March, everybody started getting locked down. We had this incredible program. It's called the Copy Cure. It's all about writing. And I knew that business owners needed to up-level their ability to communicate their message in written word. And we had all these people going, you can't sell right now. Don't do it. That's insensitive. What are you thinking? People are losing their jobs. They're going to hate on you, blah, 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 blah. Grant, I was like, screw this, right? Even people within my own team were scared. They didn't want to do it because they were afraid of the backlash. But I knew, I said, look, we know how to communicate in a compassionate way. We know how to let people know, hey, if this isn't for you right now, don't worry about it. We also do scholarships. We've been doing that for 15 years. I said, we can make an even bigger difference to people who are having a hard time in their business right now, right? So I said, we're going to do this, and we're going to do this like we always do this, with full passion. Let me tell you this. If I would have listened to the naysayers, there would have been $7 million less in my business this year.
Wow. You're talking about naysayers.
If I would have listened to the BS, if I would have listened to, you can't sell in this environment, that it's somehow insensitive. And we got so many letters from people thanking us for offering a particular opportunity to up-level their skills so that they could be a better business owner and navigate all these changes and challenges. So for me, you know, challenges, because I'm from Jersey, I see them as like, oh, you want to see what I got now? Oh, you think that's going to hold me back? Oh, you think that's going to take me down? You haven't seen anything yet. You haven't seen anything yet. So the times when people come for me, or the times when people try to tell me I'm this or that, or you don't know what you're doing, honestly, I call it, I talk about in the book, we're not going to use the full phrase, but I say FU fuel. That's all it is. It's like FU watch me. FU watch me. FU fuel.
Yeah, I love that. FU fuel.
It's just fuel, right? It gets me fired up, because sometimes a put down is the best way to get you fired up to stay on your own mission. And that's what I always feel when I get challenged. I don't usually shrink back. I get fired up and want to push forward.
I'm with you, girl. You know, ain't nothing like a good grudge, a little resentment, you know, as long as it doesn't poison you.
That's right. Well, we work with what we have in the moment. So if that's what we have in the moment, and we don't want to deny, we don't want to pretend that we're more spiritual, or, you know what I mean? We're higher minded than we are. And if that's what gets us just back into the stadium, you don't have to hang on to it. Then you can transform it into something that's productive, something that's loving, something that's compassionate moving forward. But you don't want to lie about what the truth is in this moment of your emotions. So we become like productive, creative alchemists. We turn some of that hate, some of that negativity, some of that BS into productive gold to fuel us ahead from love.
100%. It's like, I got a converter. I never actually get over it. I never try to get over it. I'm like, how fast can I convert this? Hey, what have you had to do in your business different since COVID? I think you touched on a little bit of this, but what are you doing in your business that's different? I know the scholarships might be one thing. And then what are you advising the audience here to do differently than maybe they were before?
You know, I think this is really an incredible time to reassess. So what I've been doing this year, Grant, is actually reassessing. You know, there's a great kind of pause happening in many respects. And what's that look like for me? So I'll tell you, for my goodness, the past 6 years, we've had a studio in New York City where we've shot Marie TV and the Marie Forleo podcast. And when everything paused and got locked down, I took it as an opportunity to step back and go, you know what? I think I'm done with that space. We could have afforded to keep it, but it was an opportunity to reassess and go, I want to do something different. I want to do something fresh and new. So I'm literally, Grant, this is the position that I'm in. I think this is an amazing time to step back and reassess and ask yourself, what are the pieces of your business that you've been doing out of habit, that you've been doing because it's easy or you've gotten to that flow? But you know what? Now that you had a chance to step back, you're like, I think that there's a more effective, more efficient, better way to do this that's full of more joy. So us letting go of the studio, oh my gosh, obviously there's a certain financial savings, but it's not significant. But the mental bandwidth, the emotional bandwidth, the creative bandwidth to go, what do I want to create next? Same thing on our team. We've actually reorganized some departments. We've right-sized our team. We saw some places in our particular company, quite frankly, that we had a little bit of bloat and that we're able to do some rearranging. What'd you say?
Bloat, fat, you were fat.
Well, absolutely. And you know, that happens oftentimes when you're just going so fast and you're going so hard and you just keep bolting stuff on. So for me, it's been about how can I step back and reassess and go, oh, this is an excellent opportunity to trim the fat. This is an excellent opportunity to change the game and to change things up. The way that we're shooting our TV show, the podcast, we're remixing things. We're experimenting our buns off. You know why? Because we can. Because the whole world right now, I believe this is a time of innovation. This is a time to give yourself permission to try a whole bunch of stuff that you've never tried before. Because eventually, whether it's in the middle of 2021 or even towards third quarter in 2021, I think things are going to start to get back to what I'd like to call a new normal. But we still got a little runway here. And I think this is the best time in terms of advice for everyone listening. If you've been thinking about changing something up, you've been thinking about entering a new category, trying something differently, giving yourself permission to either go way back or go way forward. I think now is the time to do those experiments.
So when are you moving?
Oh, we totally, so here I'm in Long Island right now, and our studio is in New York City. Everything is packed up and moved out. And my team's like, okay, what are we doing next? And here's the thing, this might not resonate for everyone. It might not resonate for you, Grant, but one of the things for me as a producer, pushing myself for the past 20 years, I am not very practiced. I haven't been in sitting in uncertainty and just like getting real comfortable with it and hanging out and going like, you know what? The answer's not here yet, but it's coming. There's things that I do every day to keep the ship running. There's things that I'm doing to set up the programs for next year. All that's great. But I'm actually flexing a different muscle because I'm able to, due to revenue and profit and all that stuff, where I'm gonna say, I'm actually hanging out. And I'm paying attention in a whole new way, because for me, if you have the ability to like just be a little bit observant at this moment, I think the gains that you can come from not scrambling are tremendous.
Yeah, that's good advice. But what I was asking you, when are you going to be moving like the hundreds of thousands of people from New York?
Oh, what do you mean? Oh, are you shitting me? No way. I'm not. Do you mean leaving New York? Sorry, you guys. I apologize for that. The jersey came out. So, I'm not leaving New York.
You haven't even considered moving, huh?
No, I love New York. New York is my home. New York is the place. I think it's coming back. Anyone who says that, look, if New York goes down, and it's never, the whole world's going down. So that's why I'm telling you.
New York's going down. I know that we Elena and I have moved, 6 or 7 times. Every single move, we left something really that we were really in love with. Every move has been good for us. I'm just saying, so I was just throwing it out there. I thought you were maybe like some of those other people that are getting the news. I just planted the seed. You're always welcome to Miami. We'd love to have you down here.
Oh, I love Miami. Miami's great. I'd love to come visit you guys.
Yeah, it's 17% better. What are most people? What are most people doing wrong right now in your judgment?
I think that's a really interesting question. Most people doing wrong.
And I know it's a big you're coaching a lot of people. You're coaching businesses. What do you see the consistent? Like, oh yeah, that shows up as a consistent error.
Here's one. Spending way too much time scrolling on their phones or getting sucked into social media in a way that is so not productive. So there's a little mantra that I want to offer to everyone that I would really encourage you to use during this time. Create before you consume. Create before you consume. Rather than picking up your phone first thing to see what's going on, whether again, it's on your social feeds, it's on the news feeds, right? Because we got a lot happening in our particular country. We got a lot happening in the world. It's really easy to get sucked in. Every single time you're about to automatically, habitually go get sucked into your phone or a screen, create before you consume. Write another promotional email, get another success story, create another video, figure out a way to create value, pick up the phone and make a relationship, create some kind of value that can move your business or your joy or your happiness ahead before you consume. And this can even get philosophical, Grant. Create your own definition of success rather than consuming what the world is telling you you should be doing. Create your own definition of success in your relationships rather than consuming what it's got to look like for you. You know, Josh and I have been together 17 years. We're not married. I'm a woman who has chosen not to have biological children. I have a stepson. Like, I have my entire life forged my own definitions of success, what that looks like. So I'm creating it rather than consuming what society, my family, anyone says about who I should be or how I should show up.
That's a $10 million takeaway right there. If you guys didn't get that, create before you consume. I depend on people to consume, by the way, just so you guys know. People like me, I hope that the new audience I'm always trying to get, I depend on them to be consumers. But the way to play the game is to be on the creative side, the way Marie's made this commitment to. You and Josh should come hang out with us in St. Bart's, by the way.
He was actually just talking about today. He was saying we need an island in our future very soon. That's what he was saying. I'm going to contact you. We would have so much fun. You know what I want to say to everybody too, real fast on the create before you consume? You can use it as a micro habit. Here's what I mean. Because obviously, Grant, I was just telling you, I was consuming what y'all were putting down and I got fired up. So use it as a habit. Create first, then you get a little consumption in there. Then create, then take a little consumption in there. So it's not black or white. It's not one or the other. But to your point, train yourself to be a creator and a producer first. So you're not just in that passive consumptive mode and just sitting back and like going, yeah, it all sounds real good, but you ain't doing crap.
Yeah, you're a spectator. Spectators never get paid. Spectators buy the tickets, they fill up the stadium. Hey, let me ask you these two questions that I learned I'm practicing with, okay? I'm trying to become a better interviewer.
You're doing great.
What are you most grateful for in your life today?
Most grateful for? I am honestly most grateful for my health. So I lost my grandmother, Norma, to COVID-19. She was 93 years old. She was in Florida. She was an amazing woman. It was her time. She had a very, very long life. But just seeing how hard that was and just seeing how difficult it is when we don't have our health. Earlier this year, I discovered I can't eat certain foods because my body all of a sudden just does not agree with some things. And so having the experience of not feeling healthy and strong and then watching what happened to my grandma, I think the thing I'm most grateful for in this moment is my health, mental, emotional, physical.
Yeah, that's awesome. What are you most excited about in your life, the Marie Forleo life?
Oh my goodness. I almost just kicked over my life. So the thing I'm most excited about, in all honesty, is I feel like this year has given me permission and an opportunity to reassess how I'm approaching everything. And Grant, my biggest value in the world is freedom. And I feel like I'm looking back at how I've constructed my life, which includes a lot of freedom as it is, but I see all of these new possibilities for how I can create my programs moving forward, for projects that I want to do, even for my lifestyle that embeds even more freedom than ever before. I've got new people coming on the team that I've wanted. So I had a little game with myself called Marie Project Freedom, and we're bringing all that to life. So I think that's the thing that's the most exciting.
And you brought it up, so I'm going to ask, what's your definition of success?
Okay, so my definition is a little bit of a twist, a spin, and an homage to Maya Angelou, who says success is liking who you are, liking what you do, and liking how you do it. And for me, feeling that sense of satisfaction that I am who I am, I respect how I'm showing up, I respect how I'm engaging with people, and I respect the energy through which I do it all. For me, I lay my head on the pillow at night and go, I did it. I feel good.
Marie, you're one of the most financially successful women in the country. Has anybody ever called you that?
They haven't, but I like it because I'll tell you, Grant, I love money. That's actually a book that'll be coming out, not right now because it's not probably the right time, but I love money. So thank you for that.
I'm going to tell you something. I think it is the right time. I don't know what publisher told you that BS, but
I like your point of view. I was actually thinking of doing it as an online experience first because it actually might fuel the book to be even more powerful because I can have people interact with the ideas. But I agree with you. Yeah.
You know, the reason I'm going to tell you, I think it's the right time. When COVID hit, I told my guys, hey, take down the rolls, take down the plane, take down the watches, quit showing all the glitz. And they came to me, I don't know, 2 or 3 weeks after that, said, hey, Grant, people, what did you say, Johnny? We got to move past this, man. We got to move past this. I'm like, let it hit. She just slop it out there. Show it to them, okay? Show them the green. And you know, because I was stuck in this moment. I was feeling sorry for people that were getting laid off. I was like, I bought into the whole, whatever that thing is and was. Dude, like I love hearing you say, I cannot tell you how much I'm in love with you. I'm gonna admit it to Elena when I go home today. I have a second.
Okay, I love Elena too.
I have a third woman in my life now. It's Marie Forleo because she came out and said, I love money.
I do. And I make no apologies for that. And I don't love it over my values and I don't love it over people. I love it as a vehicle for me to create change in this world. And I'm not going to apologize for that. I love helping people make money. I love helping people save it and invest it and share it and grow it. It can be a tremendous force for good. And here's the thing, all the people listening, this is why I love hanging out with you guys in 10X, because there is such a freedom in saying that. And all these people, I know the people that you train, they care about other folks, right? It's like everyone has. Uh-oh. I see someone coming on with a, we got all kinds of people in here. If you guys need me to pipe down, I can, but I think Ralph was just jumping in.
Good. I got another big follow-up question for you, but go ahead. Keep on.
Yeah. No, I think that's one of the reasons I love hanging out with the 10X community is because like everyone here, you're looking to build something, you know, and most people here, you're not just looking to build it just for your own well-being or like for your own aggrandizement or like, oh, look at how much stuff I have. It's like, no, you can have all that stuff and you can enjoy it and you can play and have pleasure and that's great. But at a certain point you look around, you go, you know what? I can share some of this. And you know what? I can show someone else some other possibilities. And you know what? All the challenges that we're seeing in this world that quite frankly, the government ain't doing crap about handling. Guess what? Creative people like us, we can start to chip away at that. We can start to chip away at some of these things that we know needs to change. And money helps make it happen.
Money? Do it again for me.
Money helps make it happen. That's why, again, I don't apologize for it. And I especially want women to embrace that phrase and to feel comfortable saying, you know what? I love money too. And that's not a bad thing. And it doesn't make me a bad person. It doesn't make me greedy or selfish or any of those things. It makes me generous and loving and abundant.
The guy I'm about to bring up, okay, entrepreneur in every sense of the world. He's on TV every effing night. I've done pretty good today, hadn't I?
Yeah. You know, like $800 it cost you.
Founder, I don't even think it was that much. Founder and CEO of FUBU, okay? Little black dude, New York City, Brooklyn, Queens, whatever. Might live down there with Marie Forleo, for what I know. Star of ABC Shark Tank, celebrating their 12th season. He's the CEO of Shark Group. He took out $100,000 mortgage. This is balling up, okay? He took $100,000 mortgage out on his mother's house to build his business. That's committed. One of the most influential people on the planet today, motivational speaker, 4 best-selling books. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Damon John. Okay, hey, I want to bring in my friend Damon John. Okay, Damon, my man, I cannot thank you enough for being here with us today.
Thank you, brother.
Always a pleasure to work with you.
We have fun. It's going to be a fun conversation.
Yeah, so let me ask you, look, I noticed something really different about you. You're shining right now, like you're beautiful, like you got a glow. Are you doing facials right now?
No, actually, no. I got my lights on a certain way. Actually, my skin has gotten worse. I mean, I'm on my house upstate. The weather is really beautiful. The you know, it's clear outside, and I'm getting pimples like I'm a teenager.
I can't. All I see is smooth success. I think it's probably all that TV you do. You're just glowing. You're just glowing. That 13 seasons of Shark Tank now, right?
We're on our 12,
going on 13.
Yeah, going on 13, absolutely.
And seen by millions and millions of people around the world, known as the People's Shark. Am I right?
That's the People's Shark. That's me.
Why do they call you that?
I think I started getting that name when people would come on the show and say, you know, I got $1 million in the bank. I got other people to go to. You know, so I'm gonna take, you know, I need about 500,000 from you cats, and I give you 10%. And I was like, you know, there's platforms for that, but that wasn't where the show was created. You know, I used to say, how can you have $1 million in the bank and stand here in front of everyday Americans who the average person makes 35,000 and brag that you got other places to go? You know what? Why don't you get the fuck up out of here? You know, so that was my mentality. And I think people said, listen, you know, you think like the people. You don't forget where you came from.
Oh, I got it. I thought it was because you were the nicest of the sharks. I did not know that's how that came about.
No, I don't think I'm the nicest shark. I think Robert is the nicest of the sharks.
Okay. Well, man, look, I really appreciate everything you've done in your life. This is the 10X Challenge. By the way, when I started this with Damon, he says, Grant, I want to give something away at the end of this for everybody that signs up for our virtual 3-day boot camp. Damon has been to 2 of our 10X growth conferences, and he freaking laid the place out both times that he was with us. So, again, man, I really, really appreciate your time and energy and the offer that you're making to give away Damon on Demand. I think you're given a chapter, the marketing program, right?
Very specific chapter that matches up to what we'll be talking about today, and you know, how to get these people to, you know, be the best they can be in marketing and getting their stuff out there.
So talk to me about, before we get into the marketing, how important, Damon, is it in your life has it been for you to be challenged a little bit, either by a peer, a competitor, or the environment?
Well, first it starts with wanting to challenge yourself and taking on the challenge, right? Like everybody who stepped up to say, you know, is Grant really doing this? And can I hang, you know, if Grant can hang there 10 days, why can't I hang there 10 days? If Grant already has the information, I don't have it, and I want to create change. And even if they don't want to create necessary change, maybe they're doing great. They know that the only way to get to the next level of transformation is to challenge themselves and learn. But, you know, I've never taken challenges by the outside world, by, you know, in regards to somebody saying, I dare you, you know, they could dare you anything else. But where I have been challenged is when I have an idea, concept, or a way I want to move forward, and I sit there and I share it with a couple of people as I'm starting to unravel and open this thing up, and they go, nah, yo, you know why you can't do that? Because Tommy Hilfiger's already done that, or Grant Cardone has already done that, right? And I go, oh, okay, that's cool for them, and I got no problem with those guys. Actually, they're probably inspiring me to do something else, and then I try to do the best I can over that. Now, if I happen to fall short, that's fine. I'll reset a little more wisely. If I happen to hit my goal, that's great. But I want to conquer my goal. I want to 10X my goal, right? So that's where the challenge comes. Even with FUBU, you know, I wasn't supposed to get out of the neighborhood of having a corner store with clothing, and then I got to be a global brand. After getting a global brand, I still want to challenge myself. Did I fall short of my dreams? Yeah, I wanted to be Nike. Maybe I'll still get there. But I still falling short of $6 billion in global retail sales.
Yeah. You see, you fell short. You fell forward, as they say, right?
Yeah, of course.
So let me ask you this now. But like when you do, I think I saw you swimming with sharks, actual sharks. And I don't think that was probably something that was not scary for you.
That was scary.
So why did you do that? That kind of challenge. Why would you do that kind of thing for yourself, to yourself?
Well, you know, I never went scuba diving before, and then you know, we did Shark Week with Discovery and Shark Tank, and all the other sharks went into cages, and Kevin O'Leary went into a big aquarium with like a whale shark, which is like the largest goldfish you'll ever see. They ain't gonna harm you.
No, whale sharks don't do anything. They eat krill.
I heard I can go out into the open ocean with 6 or 7 professional divers, and they were going to be around me, but I was going to not be in a cage, and we were going to have live tiger sharks around, or whatever sharks came out that day. You know, there was about tiger sharks. There was a hammerhead and a bunch of lemon sharks and black tips or white tips. And I just counted all the limbs on all the divers around me. They seem to have all their limbs, you know what I mean? So, I go right in the middle of them. But it was a scary experience, but I wanted to challenge myself, because I would have always said to myself after that, I had the opportunity to do it. I never did it. These are guys who died thousands and thousands of hours. So I had a little bit of trust in them, but I had to first trust myself to get in that water, and it was a little scary.
Yeah, so that's a good jumping off point, because you did trust other people.
Yes.
Through that challenge. Like, and I see a lot of people, particularly when COVID happened, I'm like, guys, do not try to go this by yourself.
Correct.
So how have you both challenged yourself through COVID and then pivoted, Damon? Have you had to make any changes? I know you got that big TV platform, so that's a strong platform through COVID, but have you had to make any changes?
Yeah, so that strong TV platform also can kick you in your ass, because everybody can say, oh my God, you're so great. So why are 30% of your companies sucking wind right now?
Oh, wow.
As your failures, big boy, right? So
right.
Obviously, what did I have to do? I had to reset. I had to close down my offices. We were in the heart of it, New York City. And 1 week I was telling my office, don't worry about it. This thing is in China. It's never going to get here. The next week, and I was like, you all better come to work. Don't use this as an excuse. The next week I was like, pack up the business and leave. Right, I had to close down my Blueprint office. Well, I've still got my this is probably all I got left. It was a great business. It was a type of WeWork for high-end executives. Had to shut it down and tell all the people that were members, we're done, because I saw forecast. Now, if my ego would have gotten in the way, I have enough funds to float it and be like, no, we're coming back. Oh, we're going to do a different rendition. Close it up. I had to then look at my staff and check into my staff and say, I hired you because you're smarter than me. So every single one of you, I need you to come up with some ideas, because, we weren't doing it before, we need to do it now. And I had to trust my staff, and they came up with brilliant ideas. I had to let go some of my staff who may not have been stepping up in the way that I would like them to step up, or there just wasn't a need for them anymore. If you were doing logistics for me, flying globally, and you were one of my closest friends, I have to put you on a furlough or pause or find something else for you in the meantime. I had to make some very, very tough decisions. And emotionally to myself, I had to say, I've been beat down so many times, whether it's 9/11, planes crashing into buildings, the 2008 crash, where I came from the hood. Damn, do I want to keep fighting? I have enough money and resources to just chill.
Yeah.
Right? So I had to look at myself, and then I said, nope. Wait a minute, now I have a whole lot of opportunities to be around my hot wife and my beautiful little daughter and at my property upstate and do the same exact thing I can do that I was traveling 250 days a year from. Wait a minute, now I can invest in a lot of companies who pivoted outside of COVID, and instead of hearing, I was messed up before COVID, now I'm more messed up, I hear people go, I had a regular job before COVID, and now here's what I invented, and all I need is $100,000, and I know I can 100x this thing. So I had to start looking at the opportunities, and I started pivoting towards those type of opportunities, and it's starting to work out. But don't get me wrong, I still wake up every other day confused in a daze, thinking it was a dream, talking about or sitting there saying, damn, another problem? Damn, president has COVID today? I mean,
yeah.
Waking up the same as everybody else, going, when the hell is this thing over with?
Yeah. Did you ever get infected by any chance?
I never got infected by it, no.
Yeah, I've had it twice, so.
How did you have it twice?
Well, I had it in January. I know I had it in January. It was a bizarre, and that's why I was asking about how are you challenged by the environment that's not your choice? That you're not raising your hand saying, hey, challenge me, push me, and it's the environment. I know you grew up in some of that, but I had it in January. We did 7 cities in January before the growth conference. And I picked up something that was the most awful thing I've ever had in my life. And then I got tested positive when I was in Pueblo, and it shut down that chute. So
my wife had it, and she didn't give it to any. She had antibodies, and we didn't know she had it. She had antibodies, and none of us got it. But you're falling short, Grant. You got to get it 8 more times, so you're 10x, baby.
Yeah, dude. So I did not think about the downside of being on TV and then having all the magnification of, okay, how's your businesses doing, Damon? I never considered that. Was that a lot of pressure?
You know, I thank God I'm very transparent about what I do. The one thing I do not like, you know, there was a show called After the Tank, I believe it was called. I forgot what it was. A Shark Tank show. There was a spinoff, and I liked that show because what it showed was the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the failures. Mm. And the one thing you don't get to see on Shark Tank because we don't have that option at that time is the ones that we fail at, right? And somebody thinks that, you know, I have all the answers to everything. No, I have the pathways, I have the fundamentals, you know, but they still got to be executed by someone who's willing to execute it every single day. So that's the downside of the show. And then some of the companies that I may have to cut by the legs if they don't do well, or if they're straight up assholes, they can show up on the 6 o'clock news in their area and say, you know what, I went on a Shark Tank and Damon didn't invest in me and Damon didn't do this. I can face litigation if I sit there and say, they owed the IRS this amount of money.
Yeah.
The wife really owned the intellectual property, and I think their company is not worth this value. They can go out and go onto the news and go sue me and say, you just hurt my career because what you said just went into you know, a million different papers, and now I need $1 million. So a lot of times there is that stress.
Yeah. So it sounds to me, because we want to talk about marketing, and you're a genius at the game of sales and marketing. And I mean, what you've done is, it's an American dream, man. You are an example to anyone that wants it. Hey, the dream is possible.
So be clear, I'm decent at marketing. You're a genius at sales. So, and I think if you're able to do both,
yeah,
really, really good. You know, but if I can make it white hot, then the sale will come.
Yeah.
You see, because if you can't market it, you can't bring it to fruition. Then how does a person know what to purchase? You know?
Yeah, exactly. So like, and one of the things I see you do so well, and the thing I like about you is your transparency. Like the thing you basically flip the model, the problem, the situation to a marketing angle to say, yeah, hey, we invest like the thing with Blueprint.
Right.
So talk about, how do you use what's there as opposed to like trying to come up with some brilliant idea?
Yeah, and I find people like Barbara Corcoran really brilliant when it comes to marketing, and you know, even you guys. I'm a one-trick pony, right? I know my strengths. I know how to be transparent. I know how to attach it to somebody and or something that is that can carry it to another customer, and I know how to have empathy and be very clear on what my product is delivering and its unique selling proposition. And that's what I do with myself. But, you know, other people like you and Barbara can come out of the sky with brand new things for every new product, those things. But I like to cut to the chase and the core of the product. What is it delivering, and how is it transforming this person from this place in their life to this other place in their life? And what is my unique selling proposition, and where am I pricing it at in the price offering? Am I luxury? Am I middle class? Am I class for the mass? None of those are wrong. I just want to know, because what those do is that gives me my psychographic on the person, the demographic of their psychology on why they're buying it. They want to buy $1 million at $2, or they want to buy one at $2 million. And then, you know, I know how to price those things. So I lay them all out and a couple of other things, and then I go after the strategy.
And what is the difference to you, Damon? I've heard you talk about this, the difference between a marketing, the brand, the product, those things that people sometimes soup together as one language.
The marketing between the brand and the product?
Well, yeah, like what's the difference between like marketing, advertising, a brand, and I've heard you talk eloquently about this topic.
Yeah, so to advertise is to pay per play. You know, yeah. I got a picture of this, and I'm going to place in this, you know, blog or on this site, and I'm going to pay X amount of dollars for this, and I'm going to advertise this. To market is to have different ways to funnel it into it, saying, are you aware of this? Or, by the way, you know, maybe an influencer is part of marketing. You know, wow, I just got this and it really worked well. Or you know, a blog out there saying, are you really aware that there is a solution to this? Or are you even aware that there's a problem? And then somebody looks at the problem and goes, oh, by the way, here's the solution.
Right.
Then you have, obviously, PR, public relations, which is another form of marketing. And what you want to do by those marketing aspects, you want to get what we call earned media. Earned media is different from advertising. I advertise this and you buy it or not. And if I wanted to advertise tomorrow, I pay the same $40, then the same $40, same $40. I market and I put this out in public relations, influence, whatever the case is, and a magazine picks it up for free because they go, oh my God, did you know this problem even existed? That's earned media. Somebody gets a Grant Cardone or a Justin Bieber or whoever else it is to wear, and they see them walking down the street and they go, click, click, and then they put that on picks. That's earned media. You didn't pay for it.
And you know a lot about earned media because back in the day, before you were you, some guys picked up your shirts, or did you make that happen? Was that a contrived strategy?
It was both. I went to as many video sets as I could. I put shirts on here. I put shirts on there. I talked to as many video hosts as I could, or radio hosts as I could, and I got a relationship with them, and I got them to start talking about it. And then later on, as the company was established, I would actually go and pay for video placements and various other things, but I would pay pennies on the dollar comparison to what other people were paying, or if you had to pay for advertising.
In the beginning, you didn't have any money, right, Damon, to get started?
Zero.
Nobody knew you?
Zero.
So what advice would you give people today that are starting? Now you also didn't have the internet. You didn't have social media. Like, you didn't have any of that.
Zero.
What advice would you give people today to, like, about 10X, about getting bigger and scaling? And number two, about, is it possible for anyone today or just a select few?
Yeah, so Grant, I know your story. I saw this great video on this guy who's going to do a video on me where it's a reenactment of your story, man. It had me like, Grant!
Darman did that.
Like, Grant, what happened, baby? You got beat up in the alley. I saw your story, man. If it can happen to you, it can happen to me. If we can do it, we can do it. So I didn't know anybody. I do. And the people I'm talking to right now, you and I are talking to, it takes one customer, then two customers, three customers. You cannot throw that net really wide. And you want to talk about 10X? I literally 10X'd it almost. I had money for 50 shirts. I think I've told you a story. If I haven't, I'll tell you again. I grew up in a great neighborhood, LL Cool J, all these people around, but they're not going to wear my product. Me going over to LL Cool J's house to ask him to wear my product, I mean, I don't know. I may have gotten shot back then. You know what I mean? Because, he knew me but didn't know me. I was like the dude walking by. But I realized the big guys in my neighborhood never had they never had good clothes to wear because they always had to go to Rochester big and tall and they wear a white shirt or a black shirt, but they never had a fly shirt to wear, right? So I made 50 shirts of 6X, 7Xs, and I gave them to all the big, heavy guys in my neighborhood. And instead of giving it to the cool kids who wear a FUBU shirt once and throw it away, those guys would wear it 10 or 20 times a month.
Wow.
They were standing in front of the red ropes at clubs, in front of the stages on concerts, in front of LL, in front of everybody else. So then after a while, LL saw it so much, he was like, yo, can I get a shirt? And I was like, nah, man, you too cool, man. And then he went to the big guys like, yo, make sure you get a shirt. And they'd be like, yo, you better take care of little man.
Yeah.
Right?
They called you little man too? They called you little man?
Hey, little man with some big pockets. Now, that's what they said, take care of little man. And that was where I created the influence with those guys because they were being underserved. And every single person who has an idea, has a concept, they have that concept because they know that they were being underserved and they have something to offer somebody else who's being underserved.
I've never heard this story. Okay. So did you see the big guy as the way? Was it an accident? Was it a...
It was two. So it's two. And I want to be just straight up honest with you.
Yeah.
One, I knew they would wear it more than ever. Two is when I wanted to get onto a video set, who do you think was in the way? Hey, yo, I got this for you. Let me just get on the set, baby. You know what I mean? He'd be like, all right, I'll come back with another one. And then by the time that happened, a month later, he like, yo, little man, I got another video coming out, but just bring me a shirt. You good? I'd be like, okay, no problem. I'll be right there. Meanwhile, he was everybody else off.
And it sounds like, I imagine, how old were you then, Damon?
About 17, 18, about 18.
I imagine that's all you really had right then was that shirt. to offer anybody.
Anything? I didn't have anything. I was renting out my rooms in my house to strangers for, I think it was $40 a week or $50 a week. It was like before Airbnb was out.
Dude, you were Airbnb 30 years ago.
Man, I was getting robbed in my hallway.
Wow, man. Okay, I don't want to take up too much of your time. You've been extremely generous with me always and with the 10X audience. Last piece of advice that you would give this audience right now about where we're at here at the end of the year, last quarter, about a challenge, about possibility.
You're going to get the information from Grant to what to do for marketing to sales. You're going to get them to unlock and or reinforce the things that you already think but other people told you couldn't happen. You got to show up every single day to work for yourself, for your family, for your faith, and everything else. And you got to keep putting that time in. Also, keep your day job. Find other ways to create hustles to bring in the revenue, but then just home in on this and be very and they just think the whole thing is messed up, or they're getting bad information from people who've never really done it before.
Man, I love you, man. What's in the marketing course? Tell me what's in the marketing course real quick.
Brother, love you too, man. Is it raining out there we at?
No, it's not raining. We just dropped the shades, man, just to bring a little.
All right, so let me read over what I put in this marketing course. You know, this is Damon on Demand. The course is How to Create a Marketing Plan. And this course is for free because Grant is going to give it to everybody for free, along with myself, teaches you to ultimately create a 7-figure marketing plan. And here's the topics that you'll be able to master effectively utilizing and taking this course. Marketing versus branding and advertising, which we already touched on.
Yep. Design
your website. You got to believe, and you know, listen, your website has to not only be there, be able to be on your computer and desktop. 50% of purchases go through mobile. So you got to be very careful about that and understand that. Blog marketing. All right. That's marketing. Remember, they start to tell you start to tell us at the end, people say, holy crap, I really didn't know I needed that, whatever was going on. Social media marketing. Of course, Grant is excellent at that. I can't, every time I pick up my phone or even, I don't know what else, you know, he's in my face trying to motivate me. Email marketing, that's still really effective, believe it or not. It's not as effective as it was back in the days, but you got to put yourself in different areas to your customer. Your customer may not be on social media, but they may be catching emails. Radio and TV marketing. Mm-hmm. Radio marketing is actually very effective. Right now, you can buy remnant time on TV much cheaper than every place else. And locally, they're starting to do way more local television shows because people locally want to know what's going on with COVID. Where's the closures? Where's the traffic? Instead of necessarily big radio shows. Trade shows, how to get to trade shows. Of course, they're all on Zoom now. So now instead of having to go to California or go to Las Vegas and get a booth, you can probably hit all the buyers and all the investors and all the manufacturers right now, straight directly like this. Of course, direct mail. Direct mail is still great too. Don't trust the fact that mail-in ballots don't work. Direct mail works. We can vote with mail, so trust me, you can advertise with mail. Celebrity endorsements. I told you, celebrities don't have to be necessarily the biggest people in the world. You start off with people like I did with my my big guys. And guerrilla marketing. Guerrilla marketing is important. Guerrilla marketing is basically thinking outside the box and getting something that is 10x, 20x, 100x for little to nothing. And
hey, man, look, man, thank you. Okay. You're freaking awesome as always. I owe you again. I'm in. I mean, I don't know how much I owe you now.
Don't owe me anything. If you leave it up to your boys over there, they'd be like, come on, D, come on.
No, I owe you. Look, we want to go me and the wife want to go do a trip to St. Bart's. And I got Jesse and Sarah want to go. Rebecca Minkoff and her husband want to go. And I want you and your wife to come because you just look good.
All right.
You ever been to St. Bart's?
I have. They rebuilt it since.
Yeah, it's up and going again. You like it there?
I like it there. I
love that place.
All right. Long your captain knows how to land on that dip.
No, we can't land there. That thing's not long enough.
We can go to another guy who knows how to do that.
Yeah. Hey, I love you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Damon John. Okay.
And thank you to all the 10Xers, man. Thank you. Listen, whenever we work together, the energy is just so crazy. How do you get them so crazy? It's you. It's me and you together. Nah, they're young. They're like, yeah, Grant Cardone. I love it.
Love you, man. Thanks.
Peace.
Okay. Gloria Mayfield Banks. She is best described as the energy in motion, a leader of women, recognized in publications such as Black Enterprise, Glamour Magazine, and you'll know why it's Glamour Magazine when you see her, Working Women Magazine, and twice in Fortune Magazine. She's appeared on hundreds of radio and television programs. She is the #1 Mary Kay director in the world. Graduate of Howard University with an MBA from Harvard. Man, there's no way I could have made it through Harvard. International success strategist. She is one of the most popular motivational speakers on planet Earth today, one of our favorites here. She has been on the 10X Growth Conference stage. She's married to Kenneth Banks. They have 4 beautiful children, adult children. They reside in Baltimore, Maryland, where I just bought some property. We all love and give a big welcome, give a big virtual welcome to Gloria Mayfield Banks.
Yes.
We love you, buddy.
That is so awesome. I'm so excited. Let me see. Am I there?
You are there?
Okay, I'm there and I'm ready. I'm so excited. Grant, first let me tell you this. I know you have hit it on the head with this day already. I have been taking crazy notes. I'm changed already. Tim, Lewis, Evan, what? And now Gloria. I mean, really. And starting out with you. So I just want to say that first and foremost. Then I want you to know how much I love Elena. 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 Then I want to talk about mindset. We're here to talk about mindset. And someone asked earlier on the chat, they said, what's more important, mindset or execution? Mindset or execution? Mindset. Let me tell you, first is mindset. Period. In the conversation. Nothing happens until you're thinking right. So my first piece of advice to you guys, first off, is pay attention to what you're thinking. Pay attention to what you're thinking. If you pay attention to what you're thinking, you're going to thrive. Okay, the second thing I want to tell you, and you know what, just put bullet. I say this all the time. The first thing, the second thing, I want to say this to you. Everybody can be successful. Everybody can be successful. Everybody can be incredibly successful, incredibly successful. And everybody can be at the top of their chain, top of the chain. You know, it is so invigorating for me to know that I'm #1 out of 3.5 million people in Mary Kay. Out of 40 countries, it's very exciting, very exciting. And I will tell you this. The only reason you get to the top of the chain is because you helped a whole lot of other people get to the top of the chain. And that's what Grant does. That's what 10X is all about. I've heard him a zillion times. I've listened to him a zillion times. I've taken his courses. I've read his books. I've told people to read his books. I'm so serious about it. It is who you are serving and how you are helping other people go forward. It makes all the difference in the world. So I'm really excited to come to you guys today to talk about your mindset and how to change your mind. I promise you that one of the reasons I am where I am today is only because I've helped a whole lot of other people get to a higher place in their life. God clearly said to me, my purpose was to take people from ordinary to extraordinary. And I don't believe anybody's ordinary. I don't believe anybody's ordinary, but I believe that everybody can be extraordinary in their mind, extra. So if you're in the chat, I want you to put down extra, extra, extra. I believe in extra everything, extra lashes, extra diamonds, extra lip gloss, extra energy. I believe in extra, 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 extra. So I want you guys to start thinking about your extra and where you're going. I want this thing to blow up. Now, if I were you, you should do what I've been doing. I put it everywhere on my social media, but now I've been texting people and saying, did you get on Grant? Did you get on Grant? Did you get on Grant 10x10? Did you 10x day? Did you get on? Did you get on? Did you get on? Because you are going to serve people by allowing people to grow. And I don't care who helps them grow. You know how some people get all tight about, I don't want them to listen to this leader, because I'm talking to leaders of yourself, leaders of other people. We are here to serve other people. The function of freedom is to free others. That's my new favorite quote from Toni Morrison. The function of freedom is to free others. Now, if you've been listening to him at all, you have heard him say, grantcardone.com virtual, you need to get this, because if the notes that I've been taking, and I'm only the fourth one on, if the notes that I've been taking have served you well, you're going to need to listen to this over and over and over again, because the nuggets are so important. And I'm going to give you things to implement so that you can shift your mind, so that you can have, write it down, a quantum leap. Okay, so this is how I believe. My mindset says I cannot creep to success. I have to leap to success. I have to climb bigger so I can get there in a large way. Life is very short. And let me just say this to you, in this crazy world we're in right now, this crazy world that we're in right now, I am having my best year ever, both in terms of my Mary Kay career and my Gloria Mayfield Banks Inc. I am having my best career ever. The growth is huge. And I think because I have time to teach this mindset, what are you doing to create your mindset? So let's go over a couple of things. I'm going to share my my screen with you. But before I do that, I want to make sure that you guys are all clear on this, because I think some people are really confused. I want you guys all to know that we are all selling. Everybody sells. And it kills me that so many people, forget the fact that they're selling. So you're selling a product, you're selling your ideas, you are convincing people, persuading people. When you listen to people that are at the top of their game, I don't care who you list, people who are at the top of their game are persuading someone else to do what they've always wanted to do, but were too afraid to do it. That's what we all do. And I don't care what your job is, no matter what you do, you are selling something. Evan just talked about being a thought leader. And he talked about how you're selling this when you're selling that, for sure, but you are really instilling in other people what they're capable of. And we are all capable of way more than what we are currently seeing. And here's another point I want you to write down. Write this down. You are where you see yourself right now. That's where you are. If you want to be at a different place, you got to see it first. You have to see that place first. There are several components to switching your mindset. There's several. So let me just take you here for a second, because I'm going to land on one in particular, but I want to take you to this, because becoming extraordinary means you're going to create a mindset. When you want to be at a quantum leap arena, you have to think, talk, because when you think differently, you talk differently. And when you do different actions, you get different results. So that's where it's going to come from. And that's where I want to take you, because if you don't have that piece, you can't get anything else. And so let me see if I can get this where I want to get it to the next piece. And it's not moving there where I want it to go. So oh, here we go. Okay. Let me just get you here, because I want to give you some notes here. Okay. Here's what I want to tell you. Number one, you heard these before, so I'm going to highlight it again. You need courage in order to have a quantum leap. And here's what I want to tell you. Oh, man, when Lewis was writing down, what are your 3 things you fear the most? The opposite side of that is, where do you need your courage? In order to change your mindset, you've got to increase the courage. And your courage will come when you know the benefits of it. So courage leads to built confidence. And confidence will then give you choices. So if you lead anybody, including yourself, you need to know what you need to do is to capitalize on the courage you need to move forward. They said this, abundance is required. If you want to have a quantum leap, you have got to include abundance. I was talking to someone yesterday, and when I tell you I mentor all day long, like all day long. Thank God I love it. I mentor all day long. I can tell in the first 5 minutes of a conversation, are they living in abundance or are they living in fear? If you structure your world around what you're going to lose, if you structure your world about who I'm going to upset, if you structure your conversation, your activity about what is going to be small, you are going to always stay small. So you check yourself. Pay attention to what you're thinking. Am I living in the land of the abundance or am I living in the land of scarcity? I want you to write down the word abundance. The reason I want you to write it in the chat, just go ahead, write abundance, abundance. And you know, you don't know this, but I'm dyslexic. I'm dyslexic, so if you misspell it, I don't care. Everything's phonetically as far as I'm concerned. But I want you to write abundance, and I want everybody to write abundance because I want all of us that are here today paying attention to what other people around us are doing. The abundance of the community will drive everybody up, which brings me to the next point, which is your circle of influence. Who you hang around. I love it when you do know that you become like the 5 people you hang around. Period. End of conversation. You cannot have a quantum leap if you are walking around slow. You cannot have a quantum leap if you don't understand that your energy takes you up or takes you down. People's energy takes you up or takes you down. No one you know leaves you just like this. Nobody. So it's super critical that you understand that you have to have the courage to tell people, I like you. I love you. I just can't be around you right now. Do you know how many people told me that I was not going to be able to make it at Harvard Business School because I was dyslexic? Do you know how many people I walked away from? Do you know how many people told me I was not going to be able to make it in the network marketing field? Do you know how many people I walked away from? Do you know how many people said, you can't do that? Do you know how many people said, I like you? I just can't be around you right now. And those are the same girlfriends I write postcards from. I've been in 42 countries. I've trained around the world over and over again. And I write them postcards and say, love you, it's been great. Okay, but I walk away from them. And I want to tell you something. Sometimes those are difficult things to do. But can I fuse you with whatever you need to make difficult decisions, to make fast decisions so that you can move forward? You have got to change your circle of excellence. Okay, I'm watching this now. Okay, so here we go. The STEM, I love it. This is Gloria's STEM. This is what I love. Okay, frustration. If you have a quantum leap, you are going to be faced with frustration. If you have people in your circle that want to have a quantum leap, they will get frustrated. The only people that are not frustrated are people who are not going anywhere. Those are the only people that are not frustrated. However, when you're going someplace or when you're leading other people, you have to make sure you teach them how to do the discovery of the path they need to get on. So it's called the journey of self-discovery. I cannot always figure things out for you. So you have to be willing to learn how to figure things out for yourself. This is your journey of self-discovery. It's the STEM program. So if anybody comes to you frustrated, or when you're frustrated and you're trying to have a quantum leap, almost 99% of it falls into one of these 4 categories: skill management, time management, emotional management, or money management. I know it's kind of STEM that's different than the one you're familiar with, but pay attention to what you're thinking. When someone comes to me and they're frustrated, or I want to have a quantum leap, like I'm listening to Evan, I'm like, okay, you too, okay. So what is the skill management that I need to master? Like, what is it? Or the time, okay. So I was on stage with Oprah twice. I sat and looked at her. And here I am The majority of my audience that I lead to a different level are women. The majority of the audience Oprah leads are women, but she affects everybody. Then I said to myself, we have the same 24 hours. So therefore, I've got to do better with my time management. I will tell you, I am a master at emotional management. And therefore, I've been able to teach other people how to become a master at their emotional management. 10 years of domestic violence, being a single parent for 7 years, falling in love with the man of my dreams, and still building my business as he built his business. I mean, serious emotional challenges. There's no way that you're an adult without having dark days. We have all had very dark days. But when you have a business and when you're in entrepreneurship and when you want to have a quantum leap, you're going to decide if dark days are going to manage your life. We are having some dark times right now, and I'm having my best year ever. A lot of it is because of the emotional management. And so there's a lot of tools to get to emotional management. I can't unpack those right now, but I can honestly tell you okay, so let me put it this way. I get all juiced up when I do 10X stuff. I get just like so juiced up. Okay. The longer you mismanage your emotions, the longer you lose. Period. End of conversation. Didn't you hear Grant talk about this before? Your ability to bounce back. He said, I know exactly how many hours it takes me to bounce back. That's emotional management. So if you get stuck there, you're going to be in a problem for much longer than you need to be. It's like worrying. 90% of what you worry about never comes true. And money management, bottom line is you don't have to worry about it till you get some of it. But I'm telling you, you'll need it. Okay? Really cool. Okay. Quantum leap. Mindset. You can switch your mind if you believe you are serving others. I know that I serve others by teaching them how to have their best leadership skills and how to have their best life skills. I know that for sure. I know for sure I teach women how to increase their courage so they build their confidence so they can expand their choices. I know for sure I teach people how to increase their income. I know that for sure. And I know it's not about the money. I've said this forever. It is not about the money. It's about what you can do with your money. I know I have a friend on here that's watching me now. She was able to give her 18-year-old son a car that he so deserved. And he wept in her arms because she made such a difference in his life. And I know that I contributed, not take responsibility for it, but contributed to that. So my mindset affects her mindset, affects their mindset. So your mindset is what increases your influence. Your mindset increases your influence, but it cannot do that unless you are crystal clear on who you're serving, why you're serving. I'm here to serve you, to teach you how to increase your mindset or to help you teach other people how to increase their mindset so that they can become extraordinary by their own description. Support. Really? I mean, like, really? How many times do you need to hear us say this? I was like loving that these people that are superstars on Grant's program talking about the same thing, the support. I mean, did you see Sherry handing Grant some paper there? I mean, it is the support that you have around you. In order to increase your mindset, you first need to understand that you deserve to have support. How do you make things happen? Because as long as you think there's an S on your chest and telling you that you're going to be the Superman or the Superwoman, you are slowing down. People ask me all the time, Gloria, when do you hire help? You hire help, you get help, you have free help, you get support when you're ready to grow. If you want to stay where you are, keep your support the same. If you want a quantum leap, if you want to move, if you want to even change your mindset, remember, your support will help you think differently because of you have some help there. Makes a difference. Okay, so where do I want to land here? I want to land here before I bring back, Grant comes in and asks me some questions. We have some dialogue here. Before I do that, I want to land here on the right now passionate goal. This is probably what I teach the most. When I'm teaching someone how to go from ordinary to extraordinary, it is the right now passionate goal. And each one of those is important. So if you would write there in that chat, write down the right now, like the right now, not the later, not, okay, here's what people do that messes them up in their mind. They're so ready to think about the future. They can't even see October, November. He said, what are you doing right now? The right now passionate goal will push you past whatever you're dealing with. And let me break this down for you when you know you have a right now passionate goal. Because here's the thing. People think, oh, I gotta go. But is it a right now passionate goal that will force you to change your thought process? And if you don't change your thought process, you cannot get different results. Number one, a passionate goal keeps you up at night. You jump out of bed in the morning. And it can be amongst many things. But when you're passionate, you can't rest. When you're passionate, it's definable. When you're passionate, you know the next step. If it's a right now passionate goal, it's very describable because it's very clear. When it's passionate, you love being accountable. When it's not passionate, you don't want to be accountable. And when you are passionate, you are clear what it does for you. Okay, so different people describe competition differently. I love competition. I love the verse that says, your best brings out my best brings out your best. I love competition. Not because I need to beat you, but because I like to copy the right cat. Go ahead, put it in the chat. Copy the right cat. Put it in there for me. Copy the right cat. When you copy the right cat, you will then gain from the people who are running with you. Why are you going to reach back and follow somebody that you're not willing to exchange places with? You only take advice from people you're willing to exchange places with. If you're not ahead of me, I don't want your advice and I didn't ask you for it. Okay. So you have a right now passion goal if you got the following. Number one, a right now passion goal causes creativity. A right now passion goal causes fortitude. That's why right now, because I have a very clear right now passion goal, with all that's going on around me, I have the fortitude to push past everything that's against me. A right now passion goal decreases your distractions. Okay, so you heard Grant talk about the books that he's written, and you've heard him lock himself in a room. When I wrote my book, Quantum Leap, I locked myself in a hotel room and I could not come out until it was done because I needed to decrease my distractions. I would not have done that if the goal was not completely clear. When you have a right now passionate goal, you attract the right things to you. Over and over and over again, superstars come to you. The right support comes to you. The right money comes to you. The right options come to you. The right opportunities come to you. The right plane comes to you. Everything comes to you when you have the right now passionate goal. And you have to dig to get it. Energy comes to you. People say to me, Gloria, why are you so energetic? Because I stay in my passion goal. I know what makes me tick and I stay in there. It increases your focus. It blocks out other things and you become so clear about what you can do and what you, that's why even when Evan was talking about, okay, can you come back on? Okay, so he knows that he needs to be there for his niece. And as much as he wants to do this, he has to do that. And so he's going to work it out, but he is clear what he has to do. And clarity causes so much. And let me say this to you, sacrifice. Sacrifice becomes easier when you have the right now passionate goal. And when you have your mind set, made up, that that's what you're doing. I can do a short-term sacrifice. So I say this all the time. I can do it for a little while as long as I don't have to do it for the rest of my life. And it will make a difference. I want to tell all of you out there, one of the reasons that you need to pay attention to what you're thinking, and one of the reasons why you pay for programs like this that you listen to over and over again. One of the reasons you sit and you listen and you write and you take notes and you think about it over and over again is because you have a much grander capacity than you are willing to tap into. And when you understand that your capacity gets cut off when you don't have the courage, your capacity gets cut off when you don't invest in yourself, your capacity gets cut off when you don't choose to go to mastermind classes and invest in yourself. And when you pay a little bit, you get a little bit from it. When you pay a lot, you get a lot from it. That's just the definition of it. So you pay up so that you can pay yourself because you have greater capacity. And that's why your mindset is so much more important than the execution, because you will execute the wrong things. And so I really wanted to make sure that you understand that, one of the things I talk about all the time is you creating your queendom. Now, I know there's men on here, so I'm not trying to get you to create your queendom, but what I am trying to tell you is that when you do more for yourself and you do more to build yourself and your mind, you can definitely do YouTube channels. You can be a greater thought leader. You can do things with interview. You can ask better questions. You can take control of your life. You have a higher resilience that Tim was talking about. When you make yourself better, you're better for your family, you're better for your community, and you're obviously better for your career. One of the things I'm giving away is 7 steps to an elite status, And when you do an elite status, you become way better at what you're giving. So I'm going to turn this back over to you, Grant, for us to have a little conversation if there's time. But I definitely wanted to make sure that everybody knows that they can have a way higher results, way greater success, way more energy if they change the way they think.
You know what I get from you when I watch you?
Tell me.
Everything I need. Look, first of all, thank you so much. Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
How much do you guys love Gloria Mayfield Banks? Huh? Oh my God. I need to watch this again. You're awesome. Fire. Amazing. Yes. Mad love. Pete Vargas. I love this guy, man. Should not be getting the kind of success based on the models, education, where he came from, his upbringing. Okay, Pete teaches people how to grow their business and spread their message by honing their signature talk. He's been on my stage how many times now? 2 or 3 times? Yes. He shared stages with Michael Phelps, Robert Cialdini. Who is Cialdini? I don't know who that is. Who is that? Take that name off. Replace it with Grant Cardone. John Maxwell, Sarah Blakely, Howie Mandel, Sally Hogshead, and Brendan Burchard. Okay, 25,000 stages worldwide. He is helping you scale your business, okay, by getting your message laid out so that you can actually tell a message that brands you. Pete Vargas, I know you're busy, bro. Appreciate you being here. Talk to me.
Hey, buddy. How are you, GC? Good. You all right?
Good. I'm good. I can see you perfectly, man.
Good, man. Hey, I apologize. I was on our boy Ray's stage, and he was giving a lot of love to you today, too. So I'm literally jumping from one stage to the next. But I think it's important today. That's what I want to jam on. I want to talk about, Grant, how people can get audience right now in a post-COVID world. Like, I'm getting in more audience than I did pre-COVID because of opportunities like this, man. And so I'm stoked to be here. Man, appreciate you having me back for a second time this week, bro.
Anytime, brother. Hit it, rip it, tear it up.
So hey guys, so hey, I know a couple of y'all heard me this last week. I see a lot of you on here, Bill and John Granville. I see your arms folded over there, man. Yeah, give a little love, man. Like, dude, what Grant Cardone just pulled off the last couple of weeks is out of this world. I've been on here for Elena, Billie Jean, Lewis Howes. I got to hear a lot of the speakers today, and what I want you to know is what the speakers gave today is just mind-boggling. Like, you're talking about tens of thousands of dollars worth, and so kudos to Grant and his team for what they pulled off. Like, this is a day about helping you 10x in your life and in your business. But listen, this is what I want to share with you today. Like we lost, and some of you heard this week, how many of you had significant financial loss or health loss or some type of loss when COVID hit? I want to see in the chat on Facebook, YouTube, like what type of loss did you have? I'm curious. I want to see some of this. I want to see some of this. Health loss, financial loss, health, financial, money. How much? What'd you lose? Lost half of my income. Half of my income. Lost a lot. Guys, I'm completely there with you. And what I want you to know is we lost $5 million of top-line revenues. $5 million of top-line revenues. And I want to tell you, and Grant was drilling down on me the other day on this one thing. I want to share with you how you get more audience. Because this one thing I'm going to teach you today, this one thing I believe can get you more audience than, you know, I'll tell you, I'm approaching 100,000 people live in the last 3 weeks that have heard me speak about my business because of this one strategy. And so I want to show this to you guys right now. I want to show a picture that I don't think Grant's ever seen either. But listen, these are what I call other people's digital stages. And my question to you is, folks like Grant Cardone are spending millions of dollars to give you what he's given you the last 2 weeks. Do you realize he's dropped millions of dollars on a challenge, on an all-day live stream, wherever it's at, wherever live stream is at on here, summit, an all-day summit today. Like he's dropped millions of dollars on these. And when I was in a position to say, okay, not only did all my physical events that I had, but all of my physical events that I was supposed to be on went away overnight. I lost the stage with Grant and I's buddy, Eric Worre, that I was supposed to be on. That was literally, Grant, going to be about $1 million of revenues for us. Like all of the physicality went away in this world. And what I want you to know is I don't know when it's going to come back. I'm sure it'll probably be the last week of February. That's probably when the first event is going to come back in person. But this is what I did. I did two things. Number one is I went out on other people's stages. I provided value. I created wins for them. And literally by being on other people's stages, it offset multiple 7 figures in my business. And guys, they're like, what does that mean to me? Well, you all provide value in sales, in marketing, in business. In some capacity, you provide value to people. And out there, there are folks like Grant. How many of you want to be on Grant's stage? Like literally, how many of you want to be on Grant's stage? Like 3 of you? That's crazy. Like, yeah, that's crazy. Facebook, YouTube, how many of you want to be on Grant's stage? I'm about to make that happen. I just got the text that I could make that happen today because I'm going to let you see how Grant's stage changed my life. And I can't wait for Grant to see this picture in a minute. But listen, the first thing that I did was go out and get on other people's digital stages, podcasts, webinars, challenges, social media lives, YouTube channels. I was on, virtual events. And in the course of the last 4 weeks, Grant, 100,000 people have heard me live, and many of them had no idea who I was. Because listen, I don't have the fame and notoriety of a Grant or whoever else you think is big out there. Like I'm not big like those folks, but I have value in what I offer the world, and you have value in what you have to offer the world. And right now, I'm in my home, and usually my 4 kids are running around upstairs while I'm here on a digital stage in front of 8,000 to 10,000 people right now today. And so what I want to encourage you to do right now is, guys, think about all of these digital stages that you can be on. That's the first thing. Like, think about all of those and go get on them. But the second thing is I want you to embrace this virtual world. You realize Grant is doing a virtual boot camp. I saw the mock-ups and drawings of this. There's going to be 1,000 of you that are going to be on front row. What does that mean? Grant's going to be able to see 1,000 of you at this virtual event. Front row. He will never see that many people at an event. And so Grant has embraced this idea that, you know what? In the short interim, I'm going to embrace the virtual. And the second thing that I want to tell you guys today is embrace the virtual. we embraced the virtual and ran our own events virtually as well. So simultaneously, while being on other people's stages, we ran our own virtual events. And what happened? We created more revenues in 1 month than we did all of 2019 combined from those two things. You want to see how Grant runs that virtual event? Be at the virtual event so that you can also run a virtual event. So here's the thing I want to do today. I want to make something irresistible to you. I know a lot of people have given a lot of things, Grant, but I have an entire course on how to land these 11 stages, a case study on how you can go. I give you the scripts, the templates, the tools on how to land digital stages in a post-COVID world. And you could be on as many as 5 at one time. In one day, 5 or 10 of them in a day, and not have to leave your home. And so I want to gift anybody that buys boot camp, I'm going to gift our $497 course, How to Win Digital Stages on Demand, for anybody out there that buys our boot camp or buys the boot camp, any 3 of the levels. Cool? Yeah, I see Maggie getting excited about that. But GC, I want to show this to you. GC, you there? I want to show this to you as I kind of wind up today because, hey, listen, hey, checked it. What's up?
Yeah, I said, you know what I'm doing right now? I'm like in front. I'm really close. I'm not in my chair because I'm sitting there literally looking at your studio. We have everybody in here. I wish you could see my camera. And I'm looking at every little view you got. Like, show them that view, Pete, you got.
Give me this idea.
Your screens. See, guys, this is the beauty of when you get around masters. Show them that shot right there, Pete. Go big, guys, so I can see it.
Go another one. All of them, guys.
Okay. So when you're around a master, shut up, listen, and start taking notes. Pete Vargas, how old are you, Pete?
42.
Well, good. Okay. Jesus was 33. Alexander the Great was 16, and everybody could have learned from him. And I'm 62. I'm 20 years older than he is, and I'm learning from you because I'm like, hey, guys, I want that angle, and I want it in our studio. We're all in here sitting there looking at little things. The little things matter. And so I just appreciate you being a genius, bro.
Yeah, and this is at my house, man. I mean, this is in my basement. And listen, this is what I want you guys to know. Which camera am I at, guys? This is what I want you guys to know. I want you to know that I just came off of a digital stage, a guy who invests $100,000 in Grant. The guy spends $100,000 with Grant. I was just on his stage. 2,000 people, 2,000. And he's like, Pete, talk about a similar product that I just bonused in here, Grant. It's different than this one, but it's similar to what I'm bonusing into everybody who buys boot camp. He said, tell my people about it. I was like, cool. Told his people about it in about 5 minutes. Grant, have about 60, 70, 80, maybe 100 customers from that stage that I was just on an hour ago, 30 minutes ago. 6 figures, one stage in my home. Few $100s, few $1,000 for you to set up a setup like this, and you can outsource it all. And you guys are going to get to go behind the scenes with Grant and see that. Like, that's crazy. Like crazy. So here's what I want to do. Listen, this was me 4 years ago, scared out the wazoo right here. Like, I'm sweating, I'm gripping that mic tight. I'm worried. I'm sharing. I got 3 minutes on a stage. I spent almost $2,000 to be on that stage. And I was scared to death to make that investment. And you want to see something else? What a difference 4 years makes? Yeah, you guys know that. Like sweating out the wazoo, but look at the difference in the guy. What's the difference between there and there? That guy invested in himself, and that guy went and got wins for other people. You know why I got on that stage? Because I helped Grant win, helped his team win. And then obviously I win too. So here's the deal. Here's what I don't love that hasn't been talked about today. Do you realize that the VIPs get the opportunity to pitch Grant on their business? And there will be 3 winners at the virtual boot camp. 3 winners, 10,000, 5,000, 1,000. You get to pitch your business if you are a VIP and move from a semifinals to the finals where everybody in the virtual boot camp will see it, including Grant and Elena. And Grant will pick the top 3 winners. And I just got confirmed 5 minutes ago that Grant was going to bring all 3 winners up on the 10X stage and ask the first place person a few questions about their business. Grant, this stage changed my life, bro. This stage changed my life. And I believe for everybody that comes out to the boot camp, yeah, cool. You're going to get how to win digital stages and all of the other speaker bonuses today. Be crazy not to buy the $297, even if you're out of the country. Like, buy it. But for those of you that are like, Pete, I'm serious, in the VIP, you're not only getting to be a part of the pitch off, which all the details Grant's team will get you. 3 of you are going to win that pitch off. And 3 of you are going to be on the GrowthCon conference talking about that. So guys, the difference between that guy and that guy is that he invested in himself, just like Grant does, just like Ray does. Grant, I'm stoked, man. You know, I got to get out to the airport, man, but thanks for having me, guys. And I can't wait to see the pitch off winners, Grant. I get to be a part of that pitch off. I can't wait to see that, GC.
Let me just tell you, I'm sorry that you're having to get off to an airport, man. That's a shame. We got to fix that situation. But where are you going, Pete? Where are you flying off to?
I'm heading out to Vegas just for the night.
Okay. We are figuring out how we can go from 3 to 9 people, just so you know, and from 30.
Wow.
How many did we say? From 10 people to 30 people. So we're going to try to do one of those every night. And I forgot. I've been here how many hours? 10 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, whatever. I have not one time today talked about the pitch off. You want to just talk about it one more time? Not one time.
Yes.
By the way, Jared hadn't been here. I've been up here all day. So
let me just tell you what he just translated to me. I didn't know this, GC. You can hear me, right? Can you hear me, G?
Yes.
Okay, guys. So on Monday, we said, hey, let's do a pitch off. I convinced Grant on Monday to do a pitch off. He's never done that. And so everybody who's VIP gets to be a part of the pitch off. So it'll probably be capped at about 200. So we only have or maybe 300, but we only have a couple of dozen spots left, is what Jared just texted me a little bit ago. So what happens is the 300 they're gonna get to submit a video, and it's gonna be a process. And then we were gonna narrow it down to a top 10, and the top 10 would get to share at boot camp in front of Grant and everybody. And then the top 3 we would give there would be prizes for. Grant just extended that today, said, no, the top 30 will get to pitch over the course of the 3 days at boot camp, and I'm gonna up them one. And the top 10 will get prizes, not the top 9, because it's 10X, baby. Why would we do 9 winners when we can do 10 winners? So I just upped it once. And then, Grant, you can decide out of those top 10 which ones come on stage at GrowthCon. But I know the first place person, Grant, your stage at GrowthCon is going to change his life or her life. Actually, I hope it's a powerful woman, man. I hope it's a powerful woman like Elena. So, Grant, that's what happens. So, dude, they better pick up that VIP because it will sell out today, G.
Yeah. What do you think that stage was worth to you in your career and today and going forward?
8 figures easily, and possibly 9 because you're helping me up level my thinking just with some other things I wasn't thinking big enough.
Yo, people, you're going to do some big things together, bro. You are part of 10X worldwide. Folks, you heard it from Pete. Okay, this guy's got a multi-million-dollar business that is going to grow 10X and then 10X again and 10X again. Go get your airplane. I know they don't fly. They used to fly every 30 minutes to Vegas, but now it's like twice a day or something. It's freaking sad. And why we are doing this event for you guys. By the way, Pete has given you his $2,000 program when you sign up at any level, $297, $497, or $1997. When you go VIP, guys, you get a chance to be in the pitch off. When you go to $12,500, you're guaranteed to be in the pitch off. We have 2 spots left at the $12,500. That's called grantcardone.com/baller. You're like, man, you're always selling something. Yep, and you should be too. Real quick, last wrap up, okay? Comments. What's your biggest takeaway from today? What was your biggest takeaway from today? I know what mine was. What was yours? I got you know what we ought to do? I'm going to put all my notes together from the last 15 days, and we're going to include that in the workbook. Hello from Tucson. I'm from Sweden. Okay. What's your biggest takeaway? By the way, you guys in Sweden, man, I wish we'd have never shut down. Your fear. Oh, yeah, was it? Yeah. Wow. Well, Annie said the fact that I'm scared, I'm worried I'm not going to make it. See, you guys think I made it, but it doesn't matter what you think, because you're not in my head. Let's see, 99 new messages. Biggest takeaway, action over fear. Support means to bear the weight of. Yeah, Elena did a great job, didn't she? Biggest takeaway was being able to pivot, grow, and help the unemployment rate. Lisa Calkins, quantum leap. God, how much did you guys forget already? T. Gord, create before you consume. I love that. Gloria Mayfield Banks is so classy. That's your takeaway. Find a tribe and grow it. Boy, did y'all love Marie Forleo?
Yeah.
Man, I love money. I love money. Okay. Yeah, Sweden didn't shut down, and that's why I made that comment. I want to thank everybody. How many of you here came every day? All 15 days. Dude, well done. Well done. I just want to acknowledge you. Well done. Okay? If you were able to figure out how to show up for the last 15 days, well done. And I hope that you show up for this boot camp. It's a game changer. Because now we can go deep on some topics that everybody knows they're coming for. And let's face it, okay? A lot of people coming and going on this thing. We see it. We see the numbers go up and down. On this 3 days, just give me 3 days. You gave years to college. You gave 12 years to high school. You sat in a chair every day for the first 12 years of your life. Just give me 3 days. Last time I'll ask you to give me 3 days. Know that there's a money-back guarantee on all of our boot camps. So if at any point in the first 4 hours you're not satisfied, you go to the store, say, I'm not satisfied. We refund you the money. You can go about your way. Unless, of course, you've taken all these great packages already. That wouldn't be fair to anyone, right? Okay. Hey, I love you guys. I appreciate you being here. Any other stuff I need to clean up? Just another big thanks to you for being here, for giving me this much time, whether it was just today or for the last 15 days or 14 days or whatever it is. Appreciate you. I'm blessed to have you in my life. I hope you do great things with your life. I know God has blessed you to do great things. I know the genius is in you to do great things. The 9 characteristics of successful people are in you. I know they're in you. Don't let anybody talk you out of it. You're not lazy. You don't have any deficits. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? Your only illness is that you're living below your potential. If I can help you get there, I want to help you. God bless you. Be great. 10X everything, okay? I'll see you on the other side.
6-figure day for the sales team. They ask, we gon' get to the bag, but they don't believe it. They say, how he achieve it? They say getting rich is a fantasy. Uncle G, what they say? Watch where you getting advice. Get you a millionaire mind. Do you some millionaire math and multiply like chapter 5? Then I got one question. Hold up, 2 questions. Can you keep it 100? Do you want blue blessings? Say we got all the answers. That's a scuba lesson. Do whatever it takes, like season 2 especially. Mikey B gon' ring the bell and get the 2-stepping. I doubled up and Jay say, homie, quit your 2Xing. Dominate, don't compete. Champion came to win. What you say, Uncle G? Can we ask him again? I say, who got my money? Who got it? Who got it? Who got my money? Who got it? Who got it? Who got my money? Who got it? 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 Yeah. Okay, let's get some new haters. Ain't no feelings in the zone. Okay, you talking Premier. VIP all about business. I never hope for the money. Me, I go out and I get it. See, me, I go out on a Tuesday. You know, every day Tuesday. And you know, Cher stay groovy. It's a 10X movie. You know, we stay on the move. Gotta get money, they do it. Getting the wins, never losing. We never talk, we just prove it. Who got it? 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 Yeah, sure that money's calling. So I gotta ask who got it. Who got my money? Say who got my money? Who got my money? Say who got my money? Sure that money's calling.
Appreciate you coming. Thank you.
The information is phenomenal.
When people are committed, they figure out how to make it work.
This boot camp's been quite good because it's more detailed and there's a lot more. We're really taking detailed notes on the things we need to change in our business to be better.
We look for those things that maybe you can't see that are costing you money.
Get closer to him and his team as best as you can.
I am now making $2,000 a day.
Come over to the next boot camp. You're gonna love it.